A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio. A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny Program. Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast is coming to you from New York City, where tonight Jack Benny will also do his television show with his special guest, Miss Helen Hayes. But right now, we're doing a radio show from the Lincoln Square Theater. We can't bring you Lincoln, but here's a real square, Jack Benny!
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking, and Don, that was such a wonderful introduction you gave me. It's a shame it's your last one.
What do you mean, my last one?
Well, Don, this show is transcribed, and the program and you will be released at the same time.
But, Jack...
Look, Don, I'm only kidding.
Oh, say, Jack, did you read that last week President Eisenhower played golf at the club you belong to in Palm Springs, Tamarisk?
Yes, Don. And what a thrill I got when I read that. Just imagine. The President of the United States driving off from the same tee that I drove off. Putting on the same green that I putted on. Tipping the same caddy that called me a cheapskate. What a thrill.
You know, Jack, when the President plays golf, he's accompanied by 20 Secret Service men.
20 Secret Servicemen? Mm-hmm. Gosh, I'll bet he never loses a ball. You know, FBI means find ball instantly. But anyway, Don, it's exciting being here in New York again, isn't it?
It certainly is, Jack. And have you noticed all the changes since we were here last?
You bet I have, Don. They've painted the Sub-Treasury building. Brinks has 4 new trucks. And there's a brand new carpet in the Chase National Bank. Anyway, Don, excuse me now. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, where are you?
I'm backstage at the television studio.
Oh, how's everything going?
Fine. I've been watching Miss Hayes rehearse on the set.
Oh, yes, Helen Hayes. I'm sure lucky to get her as a guest star. She's some actress, isn't she, Rochester?
Yeah, and boss, you should have seen her this afternoon. In 1 minute, she went from a mood of carefree, lighthearted gaiety to the pent-up emotions of anger, frustration, and despair.
Gee, what scene was that?
No scene. She was reading her contract.
Well, Rochester, she's probably nervous. Everybody gets excited before a live television show.
On the contrary, boss, everyone's very calm here. Your producer is taking a nap, the director is reading a magazine, and the writers are playing cards. In fact, we've had only one attack of nerves all afternoon.
Really? Who had it?
Your makeup man.
My makeup man? But Rochester, this makeup man in New York has never worked on me before. He's never even seen me. Did you describe me to him? Did you tell him that I'm only 39 years old?
I even went further than that. I told him you had skin like a peach.
Well, good. What did he say?
He asked me if I'd ever seen the skin on a 39-year-old peach.
I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
I was just wondering if I could have tomorrow off.
Tomorrow? But Rochester, just last week you had 3 days off.
Oh, boss, you're not going to count them, are you?
Why not?
We were on the train.
Well, you had nothing to do.
Nothing. Every time we came to a stop, you threw a white coat on my back, shoved a whisk broom in my hand, and we split the tips.
All right, you can have tomorrow off. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Was that Rochester?
What'd you say, Don?
I say, was that Rochester?
If it wasn't, I've been talking to a giraffe with a sore throat. Don! Once in a while I slip one in, you know? I'm an ad-libbing fool, you know? Except I got it written in pencil and I didn't tell anybody. Don, Rochester's over at the television studio watching a rehearsal.
Oh, Jack, how did you manage to get such a wonderful actress like Helen Hayes to appear on your television show?
Well, Don, I heard that she was very anxious to appear on an outstanding comedy program, so I went up to her apartment and asked her to be on my show, and she accepted immediately.
Well, that's amazing.
I will admit, of course, I used a little trick.
What did you do?
I had my leg in a cast. She thought I was Jackie Gleason. You know, Don, sometimes you have to be very clever about how you... See who that is, will you, Don?
Sure, Jack.
Can we speak to Mr. Benny?
Say, Jack, it's a fella and 4 girls. They want to talk to you.
To me?
Mr. Benny, my name is Rogers and Hammerstein.
Rogers and Hammerstein?
No, Rogers and Hammerstein. The N stands for Nathan.
Oh. When you told me who you were, I was amazed. You know, you have a very famous name.
Yeah, I know. Nathan sells hot dogs in Coney Island.
Oh, well, look, Mr. Hammerstein.
Just call me Nate.
Well, what can I do for you, Nate?
Well, myself and these 4 girls here are members of the Jack Benny fan club. I'm the president.
Well, how long have you people been my fans?
Mr. Benny, we realized you was our kind of guy when we first saw you at the Palace Theater.
Gosh, when was that?
Yesterday evening when you was arguing with a cashier about changing the prices.
Oh, were you there?
All the time till the cops broke it up.
Well, look, it's very nice of you to come over, but right now I'm doing a radio show.
Yeah, that's why we came over. The girls want to welcome you to New York.
Welcome me?
Yeah, take it, girls.
Hello, 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 hello there. Hello, beautiful. How'd you get so beautiful? Where'd you get those lovely big blue eyes? Where'd you get them, Mom? Where'd you get them? You're our lover boy. What a handsome cover boy. How do you stay young? Please put us wise. When you smile at us, we get ecstatic. But your fiddle should stay in the attic. Oh, hello, beautiful. You are all so beautiful. Yes, you are the one we idolize, lies, lies. Boing.
Gee, that was very good, girls. Very good. And Mr. Hammerstein.
Just call me Nate.
Well, Nate, I want you to know that I appreciate your bringing the girls over to sing to me. Tell me, what was that boing at the end?
One of their girdles broke.
Sorry. Excuse me. Come in.
Hi, Jack.
Well, Georgie Jessel. Georgie, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for a kangaroo with a sore throat.
Oh, yeah.
No, I tell you why I'm here, Jack. I get one in every once in a while. Jack, I'm ashamed of myself. You know, you were good enough to MC the testimonial dinner that the Friars gave me the other night, and I didn't even get a chance to talk to you.
That's all right, Georgie. You were busy.
Well, I didn't feel right about it, so I thought I'd come over and say hello.
Well, thanks, Georgie. That's nice of you.
As long as I'm here, I'd like to make this an occasion for welcoming you to this great and thriving metropolis.
Georgie, no speeches now.
I just got a few notes.
Oh.
Yes, my good people, faith, hope, and charity, without which we would all be striving without point or purpose.
George, I'm doing a program.
And on behalf of the 8 million residents of this community, we welcome you, Jack Benny, to the great city of New York.
Is that all?
No, I'd like a glass of water now.
I've never seen such a guy. When other people meet, they shake hands. He delivers an address.
I'm sorry, Jack.
That's all right. By the way, Georgie, this is my announcer, Don Wilson.
Yes, of course. You know, Don, I've seen you at so many of the dinners in which I've been the Toastmaster.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, and if you'd look up from your plate once in a while, you'd see me, too.
Say, George, I hear Jack made a very good MC at the dinner the Friars gave you.
Don, Jack was just wonderful. He said so many nice things about me.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did. His speech was so beautiful. He paid me such glowing compliments. I sat there thinking, either he's lying or I'm dead.
Georgie, I could have paid you a lot more compliments, many more. In fact, I had so much material left over that I'd planned to do a sketch tonight based on your life.
Oh, no. This is your show, and the Friars have already honored me, so let's do a sketch that I've written about your life.
But I'd rather do your life.
No. This is a half-hour program, and the way I've lived, you'd never get mine in, believe me, Jack.
Well, if that's the way you feel, go ahead, let's hear it. Now, this is a story about my life.
Your life. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack Benny story. Or you can't take it with you because he owns it. And music. Our story begins with the birth of Jack Benny in the year 1894, 39 years ago. It happened in the little town of Waukegan, Illinois. The proud parents gazed with delight on the blue-eyed baby. And it was at this moment that Jack Benny's voice was heard for the first time.
Look at him, Papa. He's so cute.
Yes, we'll call him Jackie.
Doctor, I want to ask you something. Oh, I know all parents think their children are unusual. But honestly, Doctor, isn't our Jackie different from most babies you've delivered?
I can't tell. I'm also a veterinarian.
Look at little Jackie, Papa. He's got your mouth.
And he's got your nose.
And he's got your eyes.
And he's got your ears.
But look at his hair.
That's mine. It slipped off.
Quiet now.
Now, Mr. Benny, about my fee.
Oh, don't worry, Doctor. Just mail your bill and my son Jackie will send you a check.
Oh, thank you very... Well, now, wait a minute. Your son here, Jackie, he's only a few minutes old. How can he send me a check?
Well, I don't know how he did it, but he's already saved $800.
And so the little baby began to grow and make rapid progress. At the age of 6 months, he astounded medical science because he had 32 teeth. All of it. But Jack was a happy little child, and all day long he used to sit in his crib playing with his toys. And as he grew older, his parents gave him everything he wanted. But Jack wasn't an only child. He had a younger sister named Florence. Today he has an older sister named Florence. But the years passed, and finally Jackie entered school. And as a student, he was exceptionally bright, in particular in arithmetic.
And now for the next question, I will call on Jackie Benny.
Yes, teacher.
Now, Jackie, if you loaned $10 to Albert and $5 to Irving and $15 to Tommy, and they all paid you back at once, how much money would you have?
$31.
I'm sorry, Jackie, but the correct answer is only $30.
What about the interest?
Oh, yes, I forgot. And that reminds me, Jackie, I'll pay you the money I owe you Friday.
Good. Good. Then I'll give you back your wristwatch.
It was easy to see that there was something about Jackie that was different from other boys. In his class, there was one little boy who lived near the stockyard. There was another whose home was above a livery stable. And still another who lived next door to a glue factory. Yet Jackie was the only kid in his class called Stinky. But somehow he seemed to know that he was destined for a musical career. And for the next few years, he took violin lessons regularly.
No. How many times must I tell you smoothly?
I'm sorry.
Play it again. Only this time hold the bow with one hand. You are not Ty Cobb. Not today. The lesson she is over.
Oh, well, goodbye, Professor.
Wait, you did not pay me.
Huh?
Mr. Benny, I want my money.
But Jack was persistent about his violin playing, and he took lessons year...
Mr. Benny, my money.
After year...
Mr. Benny, my money.
After year.
Please, Mr. Benny, my money.
Finally came the day of his graduation from elementary school. It was a proud moment for Jack and his parents, for that was the day that he put on his first pair of long pants. They looked kind of bulky over his diapers. And as he was preparing to leave the house, his parents looked at him proudly and they said,
Jackie, we're proud of you.
Thanks, Mother. I'm so excited.
Look at him, Mama. Doesn't he look handsome?
He should look handsome. He's got your mouth.
And he's got your nose.
And he's got your eyes.
And he's still got my hair.
You'll get it. Let him graduate first. And we want to get there early. He's going to play a violin solo.
Teachers and fellow graduates, your kind reception to my musical offering has filled my little heart with joy. But I don't deserve all this applause alone. Some of the glory must be shared by my music teacher. That wonderful man, that pretty ingenious, that great...
Never mind the compliments. I want my money.
Jack Benny's schooling and violin study were interrupted by World War I when he entered the armed forces. He was really too young to go, but his father was on the draft board. So, early in 1917, we find Jack no longer a boy, but a man, ready to enter the Navy.
Goodbye, Papa.
Go already.
With the war over, Jack's parents knew he'd soon be home, and they made preparations. They moved. So, Jack decided on vaudeville as a career. It was about this time that many changes took place in the entertainment world. New innovations had come along, radio, talking pictures. And in one picture called Lucky Boy, a handsome young leading man named Georgie Jessel scored an immediate smash hit as he sang, One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right, I found in my mother's eyes.
Georgie, look at this is
Those baby tales she told, some road all paved with
Georgie, look at it's me. It's my life story.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. With the advent of radio, many stars were made overnight. And one of the brightest was the man who always opened his show with...
Hello again.
From this, he became a star. When Jack realized that he was a big hit on radio, he decided to get his own program, and first he looked for an announcer. He didn't have to look far because Don Wilson was everywhere. So Don Wilson was hired, even though at that time Jack was on for Jell-O. But gradually Jack assembled his cast. He took Mary out of the stocking counter at the May Company. He reclaimed Phil Harris from a Bowery mission. But he had a hard time getting Dennis Day. The organ grinder didn't want to part with him. Not content with the success in radio, Jack decided to go into motion pictures. And one night, he happened to be at a gay party where every big producer in Hollywood was present. And feeling that this was his opportunity, Jack approached Mr. Warner, the head of the Warner Brothers studio.
Mr. Warner, I realize it's not considered proper to mix business with pleasure, but there's no reason why I can't be a big success in the movies. And I feel that if you and I put our heads together, we can come up with a role that will not only suit my particular talents, but will also...
Never mind. Just park my car.
Yes, sir.
So Jack parked Mr. Warner's Cadillac. But he persisted and finally made a number of pictures for Warner Brothers, climaxed by The Horn Blows at Midnight. It was exactly 1 month after this picture was released that Jack met Mr. Warner at another party.
But, Mr. Warner, there's no sense being mad at me. When you're a producer, you got to take chances. And I feel that if you and I...
Never mind. Just park my Chevrolet.
But although he ruined others, Jack continued to do well. And so he decided to move into a new house in Beverly Hills with his faithful valet, Rochester.
Boss, this house is sure beautiful.
Yes, it is, Rochester, but, I've been thinking.
About what?
Well, a house isn't really a home without a woman.
Want me to get married?
Never mind.
And so Jack moved into the home which he still resides at. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us up to the present. And old Jack Benny has won the respect of his colleagues, the acclaim of the public, and every award that he could possibly achieve. He's still the same man that he was when he started out. And knowing Jack as well as I do, I know that his greatest thrill came one day 3 years ago in a simple little presentation that the public doesn't even know about.
And so, Mr. Benny, from our government in Washington, it's my pleasure to give you this.
Gee, a $37 tax refund.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, on this happy note, we end our story. Well, Jack, that's it.
Georgie, I think you did a wonderful job in presenting my life story, and I want to thank you.
Well, Jack, you deserve it.
Thanks, Georgie. And tonight, maybe the two of us.
You deserve it because you've always had an abundance of those three great qualities, faith, hope, and charity.
Georgie, don't get started
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have but your
Georgie, don't start
for
again,
the next
please.
30 minutes.
Look, George, I don't want speeches. The half hour's nearly over
we
now.
must get down to fundamentals.
Georgie,
for
please.
the ebb and the flow of man's
George,
existence.
don't spoil everything.
It is
You
the
did my
basic
life.
things that the substance of all of which, nothing else. The rest
But
is
Georgie,
pencil,
look at Georgie, this was my life. You're spoiling the whole thing.
For heaven's sake. Let me talk.
this is Mabel. Oh, hello, Gertrude. How are you? I got another letter from Sylvester from overseas. And is he happy? Why? He says in his letter he's been pushed upstairs. Yeah. Now he's got at least 35 guys working under him and looking up to him. What? When did he get his promotion? What second lieutenant? What are you talking about, Gertrude? I know he got pushed upstairs. He was on the first floor of the barracks, and now he's on the second floor. He's still a PFC. But don't worry. As soon as he passes his USAFI courses, it won't be no time before he's a second Louis. Or if he decides he wants to go into some kind of business instead, all he has to do is write USAFI in Madison 3, Wisconsin. And they'll send a report wherever Sylvester wants it sent. Oh, this Sylvester. He knows a good thing when he sees it. Then how come he glommed onto me? I was talking about USAFI. As for resenting that crack, let me tell you something. Oh, it looks like it'll have to wait, Gertrude. My buzz is flashing, so I'll have to disconnect you. I'll let you know when I hear from Sylvester again. Yeah. Don't take any wooden nickels. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackaberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Mark. As usual, Jack Benny and all the gang will be back next week at this same time. See you then. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service. Around the World, the Jack Benny program. Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jack Benny's second week in New York, and right now we'd like to take you to Jack's room at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Unfortunately, he's not staying there. So we take you to his room at the Acme Plaza.
East side, west side, all around the town. Doggone, every time Mr. Benny comes to New York, he always stays at this broken-down hotel.
Good morning, Rochester.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Benny. Did you have a good night's sleep?
Yeah, by the way, what kind of weather are we having today? Is it raining?
Well, I don't think so.
Oh, is it sunny out?
I'm not sure.
Maybe it's cloudy and drizzly.
Could be.
On the other hand, it might be clear and cold.
Boss, if you'd only get a room with a window, we could stop playing 20 questions.
Never mind.
Say, look what time it is. I better get you breakfast in a hurry. You've got that 10 o'clock appointment with your dentist.
No, Rochester. I went to the dentist yesterday, and I'm all finished.
Good. Well, I'll order your breakfast.
Room service.
Hello, this is Rochester. I'd like to order some breakfast for Mr. Benny.
What'll he have this morning? Farina, oatmeal, mush, or cream of wheat?
Ham and eggs. He can chew again.
Oh, that's good. It'll be nice to have him smile at me for a change. Now, what else, please?
Buttered toast and coffee.
Coffee?
Yes.
The management of the Acme Plaza Hotel requests that we make this announcement to our guests. Due to the recent increases in the cost of wholesale coffee, we are forced to raise our prices.
You raised your price in coffee?
Yes, it's 5 cents a cup now.
Well, send it along. Your breakfast will be along soon, boss.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, by the way, boss, can I have tonight off? Some friends of mine are giving me a farewell party.
No, Rochester, I have a lot of things for you to do.
Well, can I have tomorrow night off?
No.
Well, how about Tuesday night?
That Tuesday night sounds all right. Where are you going Tuesday?
The same party. It'll still be rolling.
I should have known. Well, Rochester... I'll get it.
Oh, hello, Jack.
Hello, Don. Don, how are you? Don, turn yourself sideways and come in. I didn't expect you.
Well, I just thought I'd drop by. I have a little surprise for you.
Surprise?
Yeah, I was out with your sponsor last night, and he told me how happy he is with your radio and TV program.
Oh, that's nice.
And to show his appreciation, he's buying tickets for all of us to see a Broadway show tomorrow night.
Which one?
LSMFT and Sympathy.
Oh, yeah. I hated to tell him that Deborah Carr wasn't Dorothy Collins. But tell me, Don, how are you enjoying... Oh, that's probably my breakfast. Come in.
Here's your breakfast.
Thanks.
Here's the peppermint salt. Here's a whisk broom.
The whisk broom? What's that for?
Coming down the hall, I dropped your ham and eggs.
Look, I told you can forget the jokes. This trip I brought my own writers.
Okay.
Give me the check and I'll sign it. Here, boy, and I wrote down the tip.
Say, Mr. Benny, wouldn't you like to erase the tip and give me the same amount in cash?
Why?
Then nobody but the two of us will ever know.
Okay, here.
Thanks.
Say, Don, do you care to have a little coffee with me?
Oh, no, thanks, Jack. I've already eaten.
Good. Well, I better eat before it gets cold. I got a radio rehearsal this afternoon, and tonight I got to pick up Giselle McKenzie. Gee, it's been a nice day. I like to walk along Broadway and look at all the signs. There are all the new pictures that have opened up. Beat the Devil with Humphrey Bogart. It Should Happen to You with Judy Holliday. Riot in Cell Block 11. Oh, yes, that's based on the life of Frank Remley. See, I thought the Hit Parade studio was right around here somewhere, but I don't see it. I better ask somebody where it is. Excuse me, mister.
Huh? You talking to me?
Yeah. Hey, I know you. You're John L.C. Savone. Well, it's nice running into you again, Mr. Savone. Huh?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Don't you recognize me? Here, I'll step under the light. Now, take a good look at me.
Holy smoke! It's Jack Benny!
That's right. Mr. Savone, the last time I saw you was in Hollywood. What are you doing here in New York?
Well, I'll tell you how it happened anyway. I was back in Hollywood. I was just hanging around the house. I wasn't doing anything. I was just hanging around the house. I didn't feel like doing anything. Just hanging around the house. I said to my wife, "Hey, you." She said, "Who?" I said, "You." She said, "Me?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "What?" I said, "Answer the phone." She said, "No." I said, "Answer the phone." She said, "No." I said, "Answer the phone." She said, "No." I said, "Answer the phone." She said, "No."
Well, gee, why didn't she want to answer the phone?
It hadn't rung yet.
Oh, well, if the phone hadn't rung, why'd you want her to answer it?
Well, she was just hanging around. She wasn't doing anything.
Oh, I see.
Well, then the phone rings, and it's a quiz program, and I answer all the questions correctly.
You answer the questions correct. That's what do they ask you?
Well, first they asked me my name.
Yeah, naturally.
They didn't stick me. I had it right here on my driver's license.
Oh, well, what else? What else did they ask you on this quiz program?
Well, they told me that they had asked the same jackpot questions of a lot of contestants. They asked me how many legs does a horse have? And I said 3, and I won.
Wait a minute, John. That's not the right answer.
I know, but I was the closest. Then they announced on the radio that the winner of the 2-week vacation in Honolulu was John L. Savone, and I said, "Holy smoke, that's me!"
John, did you say you won 2 weeks in Honolulu?
Yeah.
Then what are you doing here instead?
Well, I asked him if I could come here because I want to try out with the New York Giants.
But, John, you can't play baseball.
With the Giants, that's an advantage, yeah.
I see what you mean. Well, John, it was nice running into you, but I gotta go now. I'm a little late for an appointment. By the way, do you know where the Hit Parade studio is?
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
Well, thanks. I better hurry. Goodbye.
So, Mr. Benny.
what a character. Someone told him that peroxide would keep his hair blonde, so he drank 3 bottles. Oh, here's the theater. There's the stage door. Now, let's see where...
Hey, you, where do you think you're going?
I didn't notice you, Dorman. I'm going in to see Miss Giselle McKenzie.
Oh, yeah. She left word for you to go right in.
Thank you.
You'll find her on the stage over there. And please be quiet. She's about to rehearse her number.
Okay.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you. If you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind. If you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You'll have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You'll have a head start if you are among the very young.
Giselle, that was just wonderful.
Huh? Oh, it's you, Jack.
Yes, I came in just as you started your number.
Well, I'm all finished now. We can go.
Good. Is there any particular place you'd like to eat?
Well, how about the Colony Club?
Well...
21?
Oh, I don't know.
How about El Morocco?
Well...
Say, I know just the place. It's a little French restaurant on 83rd Street. You'll love it. It's called La cuisine est pauvre, mais le prix est bien.
What does that mean?
The food is lousy, but the price is right.
Sounds so nice in French. You know, Giselle, I figured you'd suggest a French restaurant. Your name is sort of French, isn't it?
Well, just my first name, Mackenzie, is Scotch.
Ah, the Scotch. They're great people.
You really think so, Jack?
Yeah, both Phil Harris and I love them, but for different reasons. We turned this corner here, don't we?
Oh, Jack, are we going to walk all the way?
Well...
Oh, come on, Jackie boy. Wouldn't it be fun with just the two of us in a cab?
Taxi! Are you on a cab, mister?
Yes. Get in, Giselle.
Where you want to go, folks?
Up Broadway to 83rd Street.
Okay.
Gee, as soon as he pushed the meter down, it registered 25 cents. You hear that noise there? What happened to 15 and 5? Oh, well. Giselle?
Yes?
Do you mind if I put my arm around you?
Well, no, Jack.
There we are. Now, as I was saying, since I saw you last, I thought about you quite often, and not as a singer or entertainer, but as a beautiful 30 cents girl whom I could be very fond of. As a matter of fact, during my many years in show business, I've always thought of meeting a girl as sweet and intelligent as you. You know, yours is the type of beauty that I've always admired. Gorgeous figure, dark, flashing eyes, gleaming black, 35 cents hair. And you know, Giselle, I'm not usually serious, but a date like this tonight could lead to another. Then maybe we could get engaged, and after a while we'd even get married. And time, well, you know how it is. We could even raise a family and maybe have 1 or 2 or even 3 40-cent kids. Or maybe, just like in the song, a boy for you and a girl for 45... Whoops, that was a quickie, wasn't it?
Well, this is a ricochet romance if I ever saw one.
Oh, Giselle, stop kidding. I'm serious about this.
Hey, buddy, you back there. Ain't you Jack Benny?
Yes, I am. You see, Giselle...
I thought I recognized you when you got in.
Thank you. You see, Giselle, I'm really fonder of you than...
Say, Mr. Benny, I got a brother lives in Los Angeles. His name's Crowley, Joe Crowley. You ever run into him there?
Crowley? No, I don't think so. Anyway, Giselle, every man must settle down sometime when a man feels that romance has come into his life.
Cracks his knuckles a lot. Funny you never heard him.
Look, driver, there are nearly 2 million people in Los Angeles. I assure you I don't know everybody.
But Joe wears glasses.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see him. Now, let's see, where was I?
Romance had come into your life and Joe was wearing glasses.
Oh, yeah. Now, Giselle, as I was saying, there comes a time when every man... Holy smoke, look at that meter. 60 cents now. Driver, stop the cab.
Well, we're in at 83rd Street.
I don't care. Stop the cab. Your meter's too fast.
Look, mister, you can't get in my cab and say I'm a crook.
I don't... You think I'm some tourist that you can take me for a joyride and play me for a 65-cent sucker. Well, you can't go do that. Stop the cab. Here's your money. Now, come on, let's go, Giselle.
But, Jack, what about dinner?
Don't worry. He stopped right in front of your apartment. You must have something in the refrigerator.
Oh, Jack, the CBS radio and television networks, as well as your show, have been singularly honored by the American Legion. And here tonight is Dr. Frank Stanton, president of CBS.
Hello, Dr. Stanton. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Jack.
And also, Jack, I'd like you to meet Mr. James O'Neill, publisher of the American Legion's National Magazine.
Hello, Jack.
Well, it's good to see you, Mr. O'Neill.
It's certainly nice to be here with Dr. Stanton and you, Jack. They say that when you put 2 Legionnaires together, it doesn't take long to get a convention going. So, Legionnaire Jack Benny of Post 264, Lake Forest, Illinois, we've got our own little convention underway with Dr. Frank Stanton as our guest of honor.
That we have.
Well, Dr. Stanton and Jack, the American Legion is privileged to present these Legion Awards. Dr. Stanton, The American Legion commends you and your radio and television divisions for maintaining a high level of clean entertainment. We feel that the Jack Benny Show typifies that quality. We also wish to cite the networks for their unexcelled public informational services. For these reasons, I am very proud to have the privilege of presenting you with these citations, Dr. Stanton.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill, and you too, Jack. Let me say that we are deeply honored by the American Legion's recognition of our efforts. It has been our continuing objective over the years to bring the American people the best entertainment and the most responsible news and public discussion within our power. This latest testimonial by the American Legion can only serve to give us renewed incentive in our steady pursuit of this goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Stanton and Mr. O'Neill. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in just a moment, but first...
Hello? Yeah, this is Mabel. Oh, hello, Gertrude. How are you? Yeah, I got another letter from Sylvester from overseas. Boy, he's really in there pitching. A regular 5-letter man. What 5 letters? USAFI. That's what 5 letters. Uh-huh. He just finished his USAFI courses he was studying, and now he's taken a couple of general courses. No, honey, he isn't studying to be a general. General courses means he's just studying for his own amazement. He's taken a course on American government. What do you mean, why study about it? Listen, Gertrude, it wouldn't do any of us any harm to do a little boning up on how our government works. There's lots of things even you could learn. Give you for instance? Okay. When did the Pilgrims land on Plymouth Rock? What? When their airplane ran out of gas? Oh, I gotta disconnect you, Gertrude. My buzz is flashing. I'll let you know when I hear from Sylvester again. Yeah. Don't take any wooden nickels. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Frank Fontaine for bringing us his character of John L.C. Savoni once more. Giselle, I want to tell you how happy I am that you could appear on my radio show tonight.
Well, Jack, it was a pleasure. Tell me, are you going right back to Hollywood?
Oh, no, I have a couple more things to do here in New York, and then I'm going to Washington, D.C. to say goodbye to an old friend.
Who?
My money.
Good night, Giselle. Good night.
Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackerberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Don Wilson speaking. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A. Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Benny and his cast are returning from their trip to New York. At the moment, they're in Mary's compartment aboard the Super Chief playing 20 questions.
Now, let's see, Mary. We've used up 16 questions, and we found that you're thinking of something that's animal. He's very famous in show business and is over 6 feet tall.
That's right.
Oh, I know. Jimmy Stewart.
No.
Gary Cooper.
Yep.
Well, we guessed that one. Now, let's see. It's your turn, Dennis.
Okay, I got a good one.
Is it animal, mineral, or vegetable?
It's animal, I think.
You think?
Yeah, is a bird considered an animal?
Certainly. Hey, Mary, this silly kid just gave himself away. Watch this. Tell me, Dennis, is it a bird?
Uh-huh.
You see, Mary? You see?
Yeah. Dennis, is this bird extinct?
No.
Is this bird found in America?
Yes.
A sparrow?
No.
Robin?
No.
Wait a minute, Dennis. Is this a very large bird?
Uh-huh.
An eagle?
No.
A buzzard?
No.
Look, Dennis.
Wait a minute, Don. Wait a minute, Don. Hold it. I think I've got it. Dennis, does this bird go to Capistrano quite frequently?
Yes.
It's a swallow.
No.
No?
No. Does everybody give up?
I do.
Oh, I give up.
Me too. What is it?
Walter Pigeon.
Walter Pigeon? Dennis, how can you say he's a bird?
I read in the paper where he just flew to New York.
All right, Dennis. You thought he was a bird because his name is Pigeon. He just flew to New York. But how can you say that he frequently goes to Capistrano?
His mother lives there.
Dennis, that's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Jack, it's your turn now.
I know, and I've got a good one. You'll never guess this one. Go ahead, all you smart guys. Start guessing.
Okay, Jack. Is it animal, mineral, or vegetable?
Animal.
Is it alive?
Yeah.
A human being?
Yes.
Has it got a mustache?
Yeah.
Bald?
Bald? Yeah.
I got it. No, it couldn't be.
Wait, who are you thinking of?
My girl, but you don't know her.
Now, come on, kids. Put on your thinking cap.
Let's see. The man with a mustache. Is he in show business?
Yes.
Does he make pictures?
Yeah.
One of his pictures currently showing?
Uh-huh.
I know. He's Herman Quigley, the assistant cameraman on the Humphrey Bogart's new picture, Beat the Devil.
Gee, that's right. But how in the world did you ever guess Herman Quigley?
It was obvious.
What do you mean, obvious?
Yeah, just before you went to New York, you ran into him at the Brown Derby. He'd forgotten his wallet. You loaned him $1.50, and he's been on your mind ever since.
Yeah. Gee, I hope he pays me back the money. Look, his watch doesn't even keep good time. It's your turn, Don.
Oh, you better skip me for a few minutes. I want to go back to my compartment and see if the porter took all the dishes out.
Now, why is it whenever we're on a train, you never eat in the diner? You always have your meals served in your compartment.
My wife makes me do that.
Why?
She doesn't want people to see what a pig I am.
Well, hurry back, Don, so we can continue with the game.
Okay.
Hey, kids, I'm glad Don's gone. I've got a trick I want to play on him.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, you know Don. He's always thinking about Lucky Strike. So when we play the game again and it's his turn, he's sure to pick Lucky. And we'll make believe we can't guess it.
What makes you so sure he'll pick Lucky Strike?
Because he never thinks of anything else. In fact, when he went on his honeymoon, he registered at the hotel as Don Wilson and Cigarette. So remember, when he comes back, we'll trick him.
Gee, Mr. Benny, do you think that's much fun?
You mean tricking Don?
No, going on a honeymoon with a cigarette.
Oh, keep quiet. Hey, that's him. Now, don't forget, kids. Come in. Oh, it's Bob Crosby.
Hiya, Jack. Hello, Denny. Hello, Mary.
Say, Bob, where have you been keeping yourself?
Oh, I've been in the lounge with Bagby, Fletcher, and some of the other boys in the band. We're playing a game called 2 Questions.
No, Bob, you mean 20 questions.
No, 2 questions. Ginger ale or straight?
Well, that I should have known. I haven't seen Bagby since he fell off at Kansas City.
Coming or going?
Oh, he fell off going, too?
Well, at least Bagby got back on. Remley missed the train entirely in Chicago.
Well, you can blame that on Jack's program.
Blame it on my program?
Yeah, they keep singing Be Happy-Go-Lucky, and Remley overdoes it.
Well, look, Bob, whether he overdoes it or not, as soon as we arrive in Los Angeles, we're going right to the studio for rehearsal. And if he isn't there, I'm going to dock him 2 weeks' salary.
Oh, you can't scare Rem with that kind of stuff. You know, he comes from a very wealthy family.
Remley? I didn't know that.
Why, certainly. His father made a fortune growing sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes?
He's got the biggest yam plantation in Texas.
Ooh, what he said. He said yam.
Oh. Say, Jack, I've been meaning to ask you, why have you got that black band on your arm?
Well, tomorrow is March 15th, you know.
Yeah. Well, I better get back and check on the fellers. I'll see you all later.
All right, so long, Bob. Now, Dennis, while we're waiting for Don, how about letting us hear the song you're going to do on next Sunday's show?
All right, but I'd like to dedicate the song to my girl.
Your girl? Okay. What's the name of the song?
How you fix the blades?
Now cut that out! And just do your song.
Okay. An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
An Englishman has manners. An Englishman has charm. They say it's truly difficult to ruffle his aplomb. He'll hold you and he'll kiss you, but wherever he may be. At 4 o'clock, he'll have to stop to sip a cup of tea.
But an Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
Italian men are fiery. Italian men are warm. And when they love with all the fury of a storm. But you could turn the flame to ice and make them run for life. For all you got to do is eat spaghetti with a knife.
An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
A Frenchman is romantic. The French have savoir-faire. When he makes love to you, it's always très, très de bonheur. He'll say to you, toujours l'amour, my life and you depends. But next day he'll be making love to 2 of your best friends.
An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
The German man is steady. The German man is smart. For he'll come around and around again to win the Fräulein's heart. But you can lose him easily and make him hide his face. When he comes round to see you, tell him, this is not the place!
An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
That was very, very good, Dennis. I know it'll be fine on the show Sunday. Oh, kid, that must be Don Wilson. Remember the trick we're going to play on him.
Oh, what is it again?
Well, when it's his turn, he's sure to give us Lucky Strike, so nobody gets it. Nobody gets that it's Lucky Strike. Come in.
All right, kid. You still playing 20 questions?
Yes, Don, and you're just in time. It's your turn.
Oh, good. I've already got something on my mind, so start guessing.
Okay. Get this, Mary. Don, is this thing you're thinking of nearly 3 inches long, about a half an inch thick, and white in color?
Yes.
Is it round and firm and fully packed?
Yes. Oh, it's amazing the way you people are guessing it.
Isn't it, though?
Is it free and easy on the draw?
Yes. Now, come on. You're getting warm.
An electric blanket.
No.
Gee, I thought it was an electric blanket, too. Didn't you, Mary?
Yeah.
Well, look, Don, is this thing you're thinking about associated with the letters LSMFT?
Yes, that's it, yes.
Now, let's see.
Gee, this is too hard. I give up.
I do, too.
Me, too.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, kids, how can you possibly give up when you're so close? Why, when you guessed it was almost 3 inches long, white in color, I was sure you knew what it was.
Well, we don't, Don, do we, Mary? Come on, tell us. What is it?
Oh, all right. It's a piece of chalk.
A piece of chalk? Don Wilson, you were thinking of a Lucky Strike and you know it.
No, I wasn't, Jack.
Now, wait a minute. I'll admit that chalk is white and can be 3 inches long. I'll also admit that it's round and firm and fully packed. But how in the name of Dorothy Collins are the letters LSMFT associated with a piece of chalk?
But they are, Jack. LSMFT stands for Leibowitz, Sanders, McIntyre, Finley, and Teitelbaum. The biggest chalk manufacturers in the world. You're not mad, are you, Jack?
No, Don. No, I'm not mad. In fact, I've got to give you credit. You've got a lot of brains. But then it takes a lot to fill that big fat head of yours. Chalk maker.
Oh, come on. Let's get on with the game. Whose turn is it now?
Nobody's. I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to the club car and read for a while. See you later. Largest chalk manufacturers in the world. Don just made that up. Leibowitz, Sanders, McIntyre, Finley, and Teitelbaum. That's almost as far-fetched as Batten, Barton, Gerson, and little old Osborne. Oh, well. Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky. Lucky Strike today. Hey, we'll be in Albuquerque soon. Gee, that'll be $126 worth of my ticket used up. Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go... See, I didn't think the club car was so... Whoops. Oh, pardon me, lady.
Why, certainly. Say, aren't you Jack Benny, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Benny, would you mind autographing this magazine for my granddaughter?
Your granddaughter? I'll be glad to. There you are. Are you going to Los Angeles?
Yes, I'm going to visit my son in Beverly Hills. Perhaps you know him. He's a competitor of yours.
Oh, is he a comedian?
No, he owns a laundry.
Oh.
He's an awfully good boy. He's having me come all the way out from Chicago just to celebrate my birthday. That's tomorrow.
Oh, how nice. Happy birthday. How old will you be?
39.
Oh, you're teasing me, huh?
Yes, I am. I'm really 72.
Well, then why do you tell people you're 39?
It gets laughs.
Oh, I see.
Well, goodbye, and thanks for the autograph.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
That's my fountain pen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Here you are. Sorry. Gee, for an old lady, she's got eyes like a hawk. Be happy, go lucky, be happy. Lucky strike today.
Yeah, California's sure a nice place to live, Sam.
Oh, there's Rochester. He's in there talking to the porter. I'm going to stay here and listen to this.
How long have you been working for Mr. Benny, Rochester?
12 years, 6 months, and 14 weeks.
Well, how come you know the time so exactly?
My friend, when you're in Mr. Benny's employ, you don't get money, you get service stripes.
Well, Rochester, if he ain't paying you much, why don't you leave him?
Oh, I'd never leave Mr. Benny. He may have his faults, but deep down inside, he's the kindest man I know.
Really?
Yeah, I'll never forget the time I had pneumonia. I was so sick. For a full week, I had 105 fever. And all that time, Mr. Benny stayed right with me, fed me, and nursed me.
No kidding.
And then at 2 o'clock one morning, I passed the crisis. My fever broke, and my temperature went down to normal. Mr. Benny looked at me, smiled, and said, "Rochester, you're going to be all right." Then he yanked me out of bed and shoved a broom in my hand.
You know, Rochester, this isn't the first time Mr. Benny has been on one of my cars. I've made the trip with him cross-country several times. Man, it's murder.
I know.
Oh, I don't mind the fact that he don't tip much, but whenever he's aboard, the train's always 15 or 20 minutes late. Now, a couple of years ago, he insisted that the train make an unscheduled stop at Newton, Kansas. Then once he made a stop for half an hour at Gallup, New Mexico. Once he set the super chief back a whole hour when he got off at Trinidad, Colorado. And this trip, I heard him tell the conductor to make another unscheduled stop.
At Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah. Has he got relatives in all those places?
No, bank accounts.
I wish he wouldn't discuss my private affairs.
Rochester, I can't understand why Mr. Benny keeps saving his money like that. He's not married. He's got no family, no children. Who's he going to leave it to?
What makes you think he's going to leave it?
Rochester!
Huh? Oh, hello, boy.
Oh, yes. Rochester, I heard what you were saying. And if you don't behave yourself, you're not going to get that new gold stripe this year. I'll be up in the club car in case you want to see me.
Yes, sir.
Gee, I had a good time in New York. Looked up all my old friends, ate in those wonderful restaurants. My sponsor was so nice to me. I spent over 20 minutes in his office. He let me sit down this time. He's a nice guy. And be happy, go lucky, be happy. Lucky strike today. Oh, look at that cute little boy. Hello, little boy.
Hello, mister.
What's your name?
My name is... Say, aren't you Jack Benny?
Why, yes, I am.
I recognized you from your television show.
Really?
Uh-huh. I saw that one with Liberace, and it was great when you played your violin. Thanks very much.
Thanks? I mean, you're thanking me for playing the violin?
Yeah, the next day my mother let me stop taking lessons.
Well, goodbye, little boy.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny, and thanks again.
You're welcome. See, the club car's crowded. Oh, there's a vacant seat next to that man over there. Excuse me, mister. Do you mind if I sit here?
No, not at all. Glad to have company.
Well, thank you. Well, here's a late newspaper. I think...
Sure is exciting out on the road. I'm traveling for Watson's Woolen Underwear.
Watson's woolen underwear?
Sure, you must have heard of us. We advertise on the radio.
Really?
Watson's woolens fit you snug, keep you warm as a bug in a rug. One flat button instead of two. Watson's woolens are the buy for you.
Oh, yes, I know that program. It features Spade Cooley and his Itchy Seven. How's business?
Not so good. Was even bad in Chicago last week. Chicago's always been a great underwear town. Windy city, you know.
I know what you mean.
Oh, are you in underwear, too?
Not today. It's a little warm. Have you been in the underwear business very long, Mr.
March.
Mr. March, have you been in the underwear business very long?
No, just a few months. I used to travel for the firm of Leibowitz, Sanders, McIntyre, Findlay, and Teitelbach.
Oh, yes, the chalk manufacturer.
Hey, you've been around.
Oh, I've traveled quite a bit. Well, so long, Mr. March.
So long. Enjoyed talking to you, and don't forget, Watson's woolens fit you snug, keep you warm as a bug in a rug.
I won't forget.
One flat button instead of two. Watson's woolens are the buy for you. Tickle, 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 tickle.
See, what an eager beaver. Well, I think I'll go to bed. We arrived in Los Angeles so early.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You sure have an interesting job, Sam.
Rochester's still talking to that porter.
Yeah, you're right, Rochester. I've been across the continent over 100 times.
Darn. You must know every inch of it.
Yeah, and America's an amazing country. It has Harlem on the East Coast, Central Avenue on the West Coast, and all that waste in between.
Ain't it the truth? Well, Sam, don't forget our date. The first Saturday night you're in Los Angeles, we'll go out with those two girlfriends of yours.
Okay.
First we'll have dinner, and then we'll take them to the Hollywood Bowl.
But, Rochester, this time of the year, there's nothing going on at the Hollywood Bowl.
We'll change that.
Oh, Rochester.
Oh, yes, boss.
I'm going to bed. Make sure that my luggage is all ready when I get off tomorrow.
I will. Good night, boss.
Good night.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Yeah?
Are you going to get off at Los Angeles or Pasadena?
Pasadena. I always get a bigger reception there. Good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a reminder from the National Highway Safety Council. When driving, remember that courtesy is contagious. The careful driver always considers the careless driver. The golden rule applies to driving, too. Drive as you would have the other fellow drive. And please remember, when you're in your car, be a wise driver, not a wise guy.
Well, Rochester, here we are home again.
Yeah, 4 weeks is a long time.
Believe me, I got sick and tired eating at those restaurants. Good being home. I'm a little hungry. How about a nice home-cooked meal?
Okay, boss, I'll do it right now.
Good. What are you going to fix me?
Well, I'll fix you some veal cutlets with sour cream. A side dish of asparagus with sour cream. A nice baked potato with chives and sour cream. And for dessert, strawberries and sour cream.
But, Rochester, why does everything have to have sour cream?
When we left, I forgot to stop the milk.
Well, go ahead and fix it. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson, friends. You know, recently a cigarette ad appeared in a well-known national magazine. Perhaps you saw it. Near the top of it were the words, "I don't have to smoke Lucky's." Those were the words of the man whose picture was in the ad, Mr. Robert Montgomery, whose TV show is sponsored by Lucky Strike. In the ad, Mr. Montgomery said that there was nothing in his contract that said he had to smoke Lucky's. He smoked them, and had for years, because he liked the way they taste. That makes sense. Smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And as Mr. Montgomery and many millions of other smokers will tell you, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Taste better because they're made with fine, naturally mild tobacco. And they're made round and firm and fully packed. Made to taste better. Just remember that the next time you buy cigarettes and ask for a pack of Lucky Strike. You'll find Lucky's give you real smoking enjoyment because they do taste better.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television show with his guest stars Bing Crosby and George Burns. But meanwhile, let's go out to Jack's house in Beverly Hills. I know he's home, so if you'll just follow me, we'll go in and pay Jack a visit.
And you needn't ask me to leave because you're going to sit there and listen to what I've got to say.
Oh, we better not go in. There seems to be some sort of a commotion going on.
I haven't told you half what's on my mind. And believe me, I'm talking for everybody in this neighborhood. When you first moved in, we thought you were a nice, gentle, kindly old man. But before we knew it, you had the mortgages on all our houses. Oh, I don't blame you for not saying anything. All you can do is sit there with your mouth open. And why? Because even you know that last trick you pulled was the cheapest, most abominable thing anybody ever did. Imagine putting a woman with 7 children out on the sidewalk because she missed one payment.
Rochester, turn off the radio.
You have just heard another episode of that thrilling story, The Mean Old Man. In tomorrow's episode, you will hear the true story.
Thanks, Rochester.
I don't know why you listen to that program, boss. It always upsets you.
Well, I don't know where they get those fantastic ideas for radio programs. Nobody can be that cheap.
Well...
And that corny title, The Mean Old Man. It's ridiculous.
I'll get it. Mr. Benny's resident star of stage, screen, radio, television, and the only laundry service that... Oh! Hello, Miss Livingston. I almost wasted a commercial on you. Yeah, I'll put it on. It's Miss Livingston, boss.
Thanks. Hello, Mary. How do you feel? What? 100? Mary, that's awful. Oh, your temperature. I thought you meant the doctor bill. Anyway, I'm glad you're feeling better. And Mary, what? Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll call you tomorrow. Goodbye.
What'd she thank you for, boss?
Well, everybody's been sending her flowers and fruit and candy, and so I thought I'd be a little different.
What did you send her?
A bowl of chili. Good in this nippy weather. You know? Anyway, it looks like Miss Livingston will be back on the program next week. I'll get it. Da-da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, da-dee, da-dum, da-dee-da-da-dum. Well, hello, Mr. Brown.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I'm sorry I'm 3 days late with the rent on our house, but
Here it is.
Well, thank you.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, our hot water heater is leaking. You think maybe you could have it fixed?
Well, plumbing costs are awfully high now.
I guess they are. But it's been months since you promised to paint the living room.
Well...
I fixed the hole in the roof myself.
Good.
Well, I guess I'll be running along. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Brown, how's your wife? What's she doing now?
Oh, haven't you heard? She writes that radio program, The Mean Old Man.
Oh, yeah, I listen to it every day. Your wife has quite an imagination.
Yeah, imagination. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
Who was it, boss?
Mr. Brown from Long Beach.
Oh, he's been complaining a long time about a hole in the roof.
It's fixed.
Boss, I don't remember you sending anyone down to fix it.
If I say it's fixed, it's fixed. If you don't believe me, listen to tomorrow's episode and you'll find out. By the way, Rochester, has my television script arrived from CBS?
No, not yet, boss.
My director, Ralph Levy, will be here soon to go over it with me. I wonder what's holding it up. Oh, that must be it now. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, it's you, Dennis. Come on in.
Well, thank you.
How do you feel, kid?
Fine, thanks.
How are your folks?
They're fine, too.
That's good.
Especially my father. After 6 months, they finally took the cast off his foot.
In a cast for 6 months? Dennis, what was wrong with your father's foot?
Nothing. He stepped into a bucket of cement.
Look, Dennis, kid. I can understand your father stepping in a bucket of cement. I can almost understand him standing there letting the cement dry. But why would he keep it on his foot for 6 months?
My mother made him.
What?
When he stayed out late at night, he couldn't tiptoe into the house.
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. Imagine your mother making him keep his foot in a bucket for 6 months.
2 weeks ago, it came in handy.
How?
Well, they were invited to a masquerade, and Papa went as a potted palm.
Look, kid, do me a favor, will you?
What?
As long as you got your mouth open, sing, don't talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here we sit enjoying the shade.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Drink the drink that I have made.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Tell you why the day is sunny. I'm in love with lips of honey. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She is coming here to stay.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
I have waited for the stay.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She writes of love in every letter. Others have tried, but I will get her. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
What is life? What is spring? What are all the stars that shine? Love, my friend, is everything, and love will soon be mine. Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She's here at last, my one and only. Goodbye, friend, don't be lonely. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. La 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 la.
Blink your eyes and love has passed. Hey, brother, pour the wine. Hers was never meant to last. Hey, brother, pour the wine. She introduced me to another. No, my friends, he's not her brother. I will miss the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. Pour the wine. Pour the wine.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Dennis, that was very, very good.
Thank you.
You know, I can't understand you, kid. You come in here and talk. When you talk, you sound so ridiculous. Then you sing, and when you sing, you're a completely different person. What are you, a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Uh-huh. And each one has his own show.
What?
The doctor's on another network.
Oh, yes.
Well, so long, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye, kid.
Oh, say, Mr. Benny.
What now?
Can I have your permission to do a guest spot tomorrow on a dramatic program?
Dramatic program? What's the name of it?
The Mean Old Man. They've got a wonderful part for me where I fix a hole in the roof.
Well, do it. Goodbye. Oh, Rochester, are you sure my television script hasn't arrived?
Not yet.
Well, I'm going to call CBS and see what's holding it up.
CBS, the star's address. What? All right. You don't have to shout. The line is busy now. Hold on. Who is it, Gertrude? Jack Benny. He wants I should get him the mimeograph department. So why were you so fresh with him? Why was I so fresh with him? The other night he called and asked me if he could pick me up and take me dancing at the Macombo. And then he got mad because when he called for me, I was wearing my overalls. Well, I don't blame him for being mad. Why would you wear overalls to the Macombo? Who gets to the Macombo? I always wind up fixing his car. Well, you're better off than I am. Why? I'm not mechanical-minded. I have to get out and push. Have you been out with Jack lately? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. He took me to a nightclub. We sat at a corner table. The lights were low, and he got so romantic. What'd he do? He had the waiter fill my slipper with champagne. Gosh, 3 quarts. Did he drink it? Yeah, he stuck a straw through the open toe. You must have had the happiest feet in town. Yeah, but you know what I've been thinking? Maybe we shouldn't be so fussy about men. I guess you're right. After all, we're not getting any younger. Speak for yourself, John. I'm only 23. 23? Then how did you get that medal for sticking to your switchboard during the San Francisco fire? It wasn't me. Oh, why should I lie? You were there. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. The line is still busy. Your television script? Yeah, I'll tell them. Goodbye.
That mimeograph department drives me nuts. That script should have been here hours. Oh, maybe that's it. Come in. Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack.
Don, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing.
Now, Don, don't try to kid me. There's something bothering you. What is it?
Oh, it's the Sportsman Quartet. They're mad at me.
The 4 of them?
Yeah, they're outside, and they won't come in because I'm here.
Well, that's ridiculous. Come on in, fellas. Hello, boys.
Hello, boys. See, they won't talk. To me. You have such a wonderful idea for next week's commercial, haven't you, boys?
Have you? Well, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Don, why are they mad at you?
They found out that you pay me more money than you pay them.
Well, that's a fine thing to be mad about.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. I think they've got a point there.
Well, Don, if you feel that strongly about it, there should be an adjustment. How much am I paying the quartet now?
$100 a week.
No. Well, Don, if it'll make you feel better, starting next week, I'll cut you down to the same. Okay?
Thanks, Jack. That solves the whole thing. Now there won't be any more trouble.
It's amazing that I didn't think of that myself. Well, Don, now that it's all settled, what's this song the boys have?
Well, Jack, this is the first time they've seen you since you got back from New York, and they've rehearsed a special greeting for you.
A greeting for me?
Yeah. Sing it to him, fellas.
along we jump and run about. Surely you have heard us shout now, hello, Blue Eyes. Now we'll all be eating once again. Every week we'll earn $1.10. Hello, Blue Eyes. Did your coonskin coat keep you warm? Did your new earmuffs help in that storm? Now you're home, we're feeling fine again. Please don't roam me 39 again. Hello, Blue Eyes, hello. We've done everything that you asked. We plowed up your lawn, as you've seen. We raked and we hoed and we planted in rows the coffee you sent, every bean. We worked from morn till night, and then a lucky we would light. What a thrill to hear the neighbors shout when we pull that pack of Luckies out. Oh boy, Lucky. Round and firm and oh so fully packed, Lucky's always pleasing, that's a fact. Hello, Lucky. Cleaner, fresher, much smoother too. And Lucky's taste much better, it's true. People go for LSMFT, people know that they are sure to be happy with Lucky's. That's why we're saying be happy, go Lucky Strike today.
That was wonderful, fellas, wonderful. Say, Don, now I'd like to hear the number they're going to do on next Sunday's show.
Oh, Jack, the sportsmen can't wait any longer now. They're appearing at the Statler Hotel here in Los Angeles, and they have to get over there and rehearse some new numbers.
Oh. So long, Jack. Goodbye, Don. I don't want no ricochet romance. I don't want no ricochet love. Well, I saved a little money by cutting Don's salary, but I lost a little, too. After all, I'm his agent. Let's see. Oh, Rochester, I'd like you to take the car and pick up my suit at the cleaners.
But, boss, we haven't had the Maxwell all week.
We haven't?
No, don't you remember? You told me that any time the movie studios wanted to rent it, I should let them have it.
Oh, so you rented it. What picture is it going to be in?
Ben-Hur.
What?
It comes in second in a chariot race.
Second, eh? Gosh, I hope they don't whip it too hard. Well, you have to take the... Rochester, someone's at the door.
I'll get it.
Okay. Gee, that Ben-Hur is a great story. I remember the first time they made the picture. They begged me to be in it. Who wanted to be Francis X. Bushman's father? He had so few lines. Rochester, who's there?
It's your TV director, Mr. Ralph Levy.
Oh, come in, Ralph. Come on in.
How are you, Jack?
Fine, fine. Here, have a seat, Ralph. See, there seems to be a delay in Mimeo with the TV script, but they should be delivering it any minute now.
Jack.
And as soon as it gets here, we can we'll put in what few minor little changes you might have in no time at all.
Yeah, Jack.
Because, Ralph, this is one script that I have complete confidence in. I worked on it from the start. It's got just the feel, the flavor that I want.
Jack, the script isn't being mimeographed.
What?
That's right, Jack. I read it this morning, and I just couldn't let it go through.
What do you mean you couldn't let it go through?
Well, Jack, in my opinion, this script is nothing. To start with, the situation is weak, and it goes no place. There's no action, no movement. It's a completely static thing. And what humor there is old hat and corny. In fact, I can't remember when I've read anything that's so obviously amateurish.
Well...
And that's not only my opinion, it's also the opinion of my assistant Dick Fisher, of my entire technical staff, of the head of BBD&O, and of the chief of CBS Network Television.
Oh, yeah? Well, I showed it to my butcher at Safeway this morning, and he was nuts about it.
Your butcher? Well, what does he know about comedy?
Plenty. He directed The Horn Blows at Midnight. So if you're going to drag in experts, I got some on my side, too.
That's right, boss. Tell him about Mr. Carroll P. Craig.
Yeah. He liked the script, and he happens to be a writer who gets $10,000 a page.
Well, that's funny. I never heard of him. What did he ever write to get $10,000 a page?
He won the I Can't Stand Jack Benny contest. Now, Ralph, I still say this is a funny script, and for the life of me, I don't understand your objections.
Well, if you're so positive, maybe I was wrong. Look, I've got the script right here in my briefcase. Let's have another glance at it.
Good.
Let's see now. Page of first. Say, this is pretty funny stuff.
I told you, Ralph, this is a funny script.
That's a wonderful line.
Certainly. Believe me, Ralph, when it comes to judging comedy, I'm seldom wrong.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe... Oh, now, wait a minute. This isn't your script.
Huh?
This is the one for the radio show I direct.
Radio? What radio show?
The Mean Old Man. I must remember to tell that writer to fix the hole in her roof. Lately, all her scripts are coming in soaked. But that's no problem of yours, Jack.
No.
Now, let's see now. Where did I put... Oh, yes, here's a TV script.
Good. Now, Ralph, I'm sure... Rochester, would you get that, please?
Mr. Benny's residence? Yes? Yes, I see. All right, goodbye.
Who was that, Rochester?
Your butcher.
Oh, the one that likes my script?
He thought it over and changed his mind.
I don't know why I even go to him. There must be dozens of butchers around town who've directed me in pictures. Now, Ralph, you've been reading the script. What's bothering you?
Well, in these first 5 pages, Jack, the only thing that's even remotely funny is the bit with the orchestra, and we can't do that.
With the orchestra boys, why not?
Well, Jack, you know very well we're not allowed to put the camera on your orchestra. There are 40 million people watching.
But, Ralph, it's all right to show the boys on television. I got a clearance from the Musicians Union.
I don't care. You're on at night, and some of those 40 million people will be eating.
All right, so we'll take out that bit. One routine doesn't make a script bad.
I'll get it. Mr. Benny's residence? Oh, yes, Mr. Leroy. What's that? All right, I'll tell him. Goodbye.
Rochester, was that Mervyn Leroy, the director?
Yeah, he called to say he doesn't like your television script.
Doesn't like it, but I never even sent him a copy.
Well, he said he got it by accident.
Accident?
Yeah, this morning he was at the Safeway and bought a pound of halibut and your script was wrapped around it.
That nice, fresh script around a smelly halibut.
Mr. Leroy put it the opposite way.
I don't care how he put it. I still think it's a good script.
Well, now, don't misunderstand me, Jack. There are some good things in it. But unfortunately, the whole idea is wrong. The whole script is based on your being cheap.
But, Ralph, with the character I portray, people expect me to do cheap things.
I know, and that's fine for radio. But in television, the audience sees you standing there. You have to be a little true to life or nobody will believe it.
Well...
Now, look. Here you have a show starting with 2 strangers knocking on the door of your big Beverly Hills mansion to ask directions. And you invite them in for lunch and then charge them for that. Which is practically making a restaurant out of your home. Then you show them around the grounds, and when the man accidentally falls in the pool, you charge him $0.25 for swimming. And to top it off, when he starts to sneeze, you insist on giving him penicillin at $5 a shot. Now, really, Jack, nobody could be that cheap.
Ralph, you're absolutely right. How could we expect anyone to actually look at me and believe that I could do things like that?
Well, that's my point, Jack. And until we can fix the script so you aren't cheap and more like you really are, we haven't got anything.
Okay, Ralph. I'll call my writers immediately. We'll throw out everything and get a whole new idea.
Good. Now, for a plot, I was thinking maybe we could do a...
Boss, the Greyhound bus is here.
Oh, my goodness, they're 5 minutes early. Rochester, dust off the sandwich display and turn up the flame under the soup.
Well, As I was saying, Jack...
All right, don't forget to push the rice pudding.
I'll push it.
Now, well, you were saying... What were you
Yes,
saying?
Jack, I feel that if we could...
Here they come, Rochester. Don't crowd, folks. There's plenty for everyone.
That's right, folks. 2 sandwiches and featuring Uncle Jack's rice pudding.
Why didn't you come over here and eat with me?
I can't. The chain on my spoon won't reach that far. What kind of a clip joint is this? You've got to pay extra to get mustard on your hot dog.
That's nothing. The last time I was in here, I accidentally fell in the pool and they charged me for swimming.
Don't crowd, folks. Thank you. Here's your change.
Jack, I don't...
Excuse me, Ralph. You're standing in front of the pennants. Here you are, folks. Souvenirs of Beverly Hills, pennants, picture postcards.
Jack, if you listen to me for a minute, I could tell you what I was thinking.
Rochester, there goes one in the pool. You fish him out. I'll get the penicillin.
Here you are, folks. Get your hot dogs and cold drinks. Get your hot dogs and cold drinks.
Ralph, why are you helping me?
I figure if you can't fight it, join it. Here you are, folks. Get your cold drinks. Get your hot dogs.
Yes, sir. Don't forget Uncle Jack's rice pudding. Set right up, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in just a minute to tell you about my television show that goes on tonight at 7 p.m. over the CBS network with my guest stars, Bing Crosby and George Burns. But first, a word to cigarette smokers.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
Friends, as a smoker, you know how vitally important freshness is to your enjoyment of a cigarette. Well, the makers of Lucky's know that, too. That's why every pack of Lucky's is extra tightly sealed to keep in the better taste that has made Lucky's famous. Yes, any Lucky smoker will tell you that Lucky's taste better. Not only fresher, but cleaner and smoother, too. That's because fine, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco goes into every Lucky. As you know, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And Lucky's are definitely made better. Made round and firm and fully packed to draw freely and smoke evenly. Yes, fine tobacco in a better-made cigarette just naturally adds up to better taste for you. So next time you buy cigarettes, try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Say, Jack, is it true that on your television show tonight you're having both Bing Crosby and George Burns as guest stars?
Yes, and I hope George is in a better mood than he has been the last few days. He's had a little trouble with the income tax department.
Why?
They wouldn't let him take Gracie off as a dependent.
Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Al Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Mark. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Stay tuned now for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately over most of these same stations of the CBS radio network.
And KNX AM and FM, Los Angeles. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson, friends. You know, after all is said and done, the reason anybody smokes is for enjoyment. The enjoyment that comes from the taste of a cigarette. Yes, smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. First, because they're made of fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Second, Lucky's are made better. Made round, firm, fully packed to draw freely and smoke evenly. Fine tobacco in a better-made cigarette gives you better taste every single time. Next time, ask for Lucky Strike, because smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. You'll know that's true the minute you light up a Lucky.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, spring has come to Southern California. Birds are twittering in the treetops and buds are bursting on the branches. So without further ado, we'd like to show you how a typical gentleman farmer is heralding the arrival of spring. The time, early afternoon. The scene, Jack Benny's backyard. The farmer, Jack Benny. Da-dee-da-da-dum, dee-dum-dee-dum, dee-da-dum, dee. Da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, dee-dum. Yum-ba-bee-ba-ba. Da-dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. Da-dum.
Gee, this section I planted last year came up nice. Look at those nice straight rows. 200 stalks of corn, 150 cabbages, 300 strawberry vines. One measly coffee plant. But who knew? Let's see now. I better get these string beans in. I'll set them right next to the tomatoes here. Well, there's one. Gee, I got 100 more to go. Oh, Rochester, I want you to come here and give me a hand.
But, boss.
Rochester, you've been in that swimming pool long enough. Now, come on.
But, boss, I'm not through planting the rice.
Never mind that. I need you here.
Okay.
So worried about the rice. Sorry I gave him those chopsticks for Christmas.
Here I am.
Well, you can start with this row here.
Yes, sir.
Now, first you put the plant in, then sprinkle it over with a layer of Vigoro. Cover that with some dirt, then a 3-inch layer of bone meal, then some more dirt. Then you put on another big, thick layer of Vigoro. And be very careful, Rochester, because you know what we're planting here, don't you?
No, but it ain't going to be lilac bushes.
They're string beans, and let's get started.
Boss, are you planting beans again?
Yes, why?
I thought you'd give up on beans after what happened last year. They were so small, the bugs were picketing them.
I'm not trying to be funny, Rochester. I'm going to plant beans, and this year they'll be the biggest ones in Beverly Hills. Now, let's get going. There. That one's in deep enough.
You sure look funny in those overalls and that old straw hat.
I do look like a farmer in this outfit, don't I?
With those long white gloves on, you look like Hildegard.
Well, I've got soft, lovely hands, and I'm going to keep them that way. I think I got some of these plants upside down. No, I guess they're all right. Dennis, don't mow so close to the tomatoes. Watch it.
I'm almost through, Mr. Benny.
Well, keep at it. And, Dennis, when you're through mowing the lawn, I want you to water it.
Okay, I'll turn on the sprinkling system.
I haven't got a sprinkling system.
You have now.
What?
I thought the hose was a snake and shot it full of holes.
Dennis, that was a brand new hose, and I'm going to deduct the price of it from your salary.
I was afraid that would happen.
You were?
Yeah, boy, am I glad I saved the last bullet for myself.
Huh?
Well, here goes.
Dennis, put down that gun. I'll pay for the hose.
I knew you were yellow.
Never mind. You just get back to work. I'll hold on to the gun.
Okay.
Boss, I finished the roast string beans.
Good. Now we'll plant some celery.
You're planting pistachios. They're terrific.
But, Dennis, pistachios are nuts.
Well, who isn't?
Dennis, look at that mountain over there. That's it. Now hold your head still.
Boss, put down that gun.
I only wanted to scare him. I couldn't hit a pointed head like his in a million years. Now go ahead, Dennis. Finish your work.
Okay. See you later. Ding, 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 ding.
He always plays conductor when he mows the lawn. What a kid. Now, let's see. Hey, Rochester, look at these mushrooms here. I don't remember planting any mushrooms.
Those are toadstools, boss. They're poison.
No, Rochester. Go ahead and taste one. I think they're mushrooms.
You think?
Yes.
Well, until you're positive, my attitude is negative.
Oh, what a baby. Afraid to eat a little plant.
Uh-huh.
You know, Rochester, there's an old saying, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A hero dies but once. Did you ever hear that saying before?
Yeah, and I want to be able to hear it again.
All right, don't eat it. Who cares?
Oh, hello, Rochester. Oh, the garden looks lovely.
Thanks, Miss Livingston.
I see you got the scarecrow up already.
This is me, and you know it. Mary, did you buy that package of cucumber seeds like I asked you to?
Yeah, here they are. They were 10 cents.
Thanks. Gee, just think, Mary. I'm going to take these little seeds, plant them in the ground, and before you know it, vines will spring up with oodles and oodles of cucumbers on them. Isn't nature wonderful?
Yeah.
And, Mary, half of those cucumbers are going to be yours.
The heck with nature. Give me my dime.
Give me my dime. Give me my dime. You'll be sorry when the crop comes in. I feel it's going to be a big season.
Oh, you're some farmer. You and your crazy experiments.
They're not so crazy.
Remember last year? You sprinkled cheese all over the ground and tried to raise au gratin potatoes.
All right, but I still say it doesn't hurt to experiment. Now, let's see. Oh, Mary, I was just having a little argument with Rochester here. Look, are those things there mushrooms or toadstools?
Those are toadstools.
They are? Well, I'm certainly glad you told me. I almost ate one.
You almost ate one?
Well, I mean, I would have eaten one after you did.
With me laying there?
All right, forget it. I better dig these up and throw them away.
I'm all through, Mr. Benny.
Good.
And, Mr. Benny, as soon as your lawn needs cutting again, you'll be sure to let me know now, won't you?
I certainly will, and I appreciate your interest.
Well, I like to keep the grounds looking nice and in tip-top shape.
Good.
This is a beautiful place, and someday I might buy it.
Really, Dennis?
Yeah. I'll throw you out so fast it'll make your head spin.
Dennis, go home already.
Okay, goodbye already.
Goodbye already. Mary?
Yes?
Do you think Kenny Baker's too old to push a lawnmower?
Oh, Jack, every time Dennis gets a little aggravated, you always...
Hello, Jack.
Hey, Mary, it's Bob Crosby. Hi, Bob.
Fine, Jack. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Bob. Out for a little walk today?
Well, not exactly. I told the boys in the band to pick me up here in our orchestra bus.
Oh, are you leaving town again?
Yeah, we got a one-night stand in Chicago.
A one-night stand? You and the boys are going all the way to Chicago for that?
Well, the boys just couldn't turn this down, Jack.
Gee, must be quite an important occasion.
I'll say it is. Petrella's dog is going to be a year old.
Oh, yes. Yasha Heifetz left this morning. Oh, Bob, I don't mean to be rude, but I want to get all these rows planted by 6 o'clock.
Well, why 6 o'clock?
As soon as it's dark, his health has to run for the border.
Mary, stop making things up. I do all the work myself.
Si, senor.
You keep quiet and put on a dry shirt. Say, Bob, as long as...
Oh, that must be the boys, Jack. I better get going.
I'll walk around to the front with you, Bob.
I got to be running along, too. Say, Bob, it must be nice for the orchestra to have their own bus to travel around in.
Yeah, say, it's a nice bus, too. But, Bob, why is all that smoke coming out of the exhaust?
Well, kerosene always smokes that way.
Kerosene? Why don't you use gasoline?
Well, we tried that, but you see, when the boys smell anything over 80 octane, they run for the alley.
You mean they'd actually drink gasoline?
Well, Bagby even drinks the kerosene.
No.
Yeah, at night the boys stick a wick in his head and use him to read by. Well, I got to be going anyway.
Okay, Bob, I'll be seeing you.
So long.
Have a nice trip.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Mary.
What a crazy gang. Look at them in the bus there.
Yeah, and look at that license plate. Brew 102.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, I better be getting home.
All right, I'll have Rochester get the car out.
Oh, no, Jack, it's such a nice day. I'd rather walk. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, goodbye, Mary.
Bye.
Well, I suppose I better get back to work. I've had enough for one day. I think I'll go in the house and clean up.
Fresh vegetables, tomatoes, lettuce, string beans. Hey, mister, would you like to buy some nice fresh veg? Oh, it's you.
What?
You ain't fooling nobody with these petunias and tulips out here in front. I know what's going on in that backyard.
All right, so I raise a few things to eat.
Look, mister, I haven't made a sale all day. Why don't you give me a break or buy something?
Well, all right. I'll take a dozen oranges.
A dozen oranges?
2 dozen pears.
2 dozen pears?
And a half a dozen apples.
And a half a dozen... I knew it. Everything with seeds.
But
it ain't enough you're growing vegetables. Now you gotta start with the fruits.
But I owe...
If you want me out of business, get an injunction. Goodbye.
Some businessman. If he's so worried about competition, why doesn't he buy me out? The Wang Fu Laundry did. Oh, well, I guess I'll go in and clean up. I'll just slip into this clean shirt.
Well, hello, Jack.
Don, where'd you come from?
Oh, I came in the back way. I thought you'd be working in the garden.
Well, I was, Don, but I've had enough for one day now.
Gee, and I talked to sportsmen into coming over to help you.
The sportsmen, where are they?
Well, they're working now. I'll call them in.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute, Don. They don't seem to mind working in my yard. They're even singing.
They are?
Yeah, I'll open the window. We can listen.
From the vine came the grape, from the grape came the wine, from the wine came a dream to a lover. He was back with Marie on the Isle of Capri, with a million stars shining above her. Vedo noi ballando, baciando e di, vede nuovo che il fuoco in me. From the vine came the grape, from the grape came the wine, and foretold me a wonderful time. From the seed came the plant, from the plant came the leaf, from the leaf came that fine light tobacco. That's what makes Lucky Strike, and that better taste you like. 20 perfect smokes in every tackle. Light a Lucky, start puffin', and you'll say there is nothing with better taste. It's Lucky's I like. From the plant came the leaf, from the leaf came tobacco, from tobacco fine and light comes Lucky Strike. Yes, Lucky's the smoke you will like.
those boys are clever. They have a commercial for everything. And they're such good workers, too.
I'll get it, boss.
Okay.
Mr. Benny's residence, star of stage, screen, radio, television, and if the farmer's market hasn't got it, we have. What's that? Yes, he's right here. It's for you, Mr. Wilson. It's your wife.
Oh, thank you, Rochester. Hello, dear. Well, how many guests we having for dinner tonight? Oh. Well, then I suggest we have hors d'oeuvres, soup, nice Caesar salad, and for meats, I'd say a couple of chickens, an 8-pound roast, and a chafing dish full of meatballs. Yeah, I think that ought to do it. You're welcome, dear. Goodbye.
Don, who's your wife having for dinner tonight?
Just me. The rest canceled out.
I should have known, Don.
By the way, Jack, perhaps you'd like to come over for dinner.
Oh, some other time, Don. I've been working so much that I want to lie down for a while. I'm kind of tired from all the gardening I've done.
Jack, don't tell me you planted vegetables again this year.
Certainly. Why shouldn't I?
I thought you'd give up after those awful beans you grew last year.
Look, Don.
Those beans were so lousy, even your garbage disposal threw them back at you.
Oh, stop.
So long, Jack.
Goodbye. Gee, I really am tired. I'm sleepy, too. I worked hard today. I think I'll lie down on the sofa here. That feels good. What's everybody picking on my beans for? So last year they weren't so big. This year they'll be great. That new chemical fertilizer is guaranteed to make anything grow. Say, I wonder if... Nah, it'll probably burn my head. I can't wait till those beans come up. I'll show everybody. I'll show him. Real big beans. That's funny. Just a second ago I was inside. What am I doing out here in the garden? Say, look what happened to my beans. The beanstalk goes way up to the sky, through the clouds. I can't even see the top of it. Well, I'm going to climb to the top. I'm going to be like Jack in the beanstalk. Phew, I better rest. I must have climbed 500 feet. And I'm nowhere near the top. Gee, look how small everything looks down there. Hey, the rest of my garden is growing, too. Look at that tremendous honeydew melon. Oh, no, it's Sammy the drummer's head. Well, I better start climbing again. Wow, I'm nearly a mile high. Gee, from way up here you can see everything in Beverly Hills. Look, there's the California Bank. And say, there's Esther Williams out in her backyard taking a sun bath. Gosh, what a predicament. I don't know which to look at. Gee, if I lean out real far, I can see the entire city of Los Angeles. Gee, it looks... Gee, the branch broke. I'm falling. I'll be killed. Gosh. I'm not even hurt a bit. Wow, am I lucky. I landed on the smog. I never knew the Los Angeles smog was thick enough to support you. But then it's been supporting comedians for years. Well, I better start climbing back up. Here I am at the top. You look at this place. It's fantastic. Look at the trees. There's money growing on them. Gee, I'm a stranger in paradise. Hey, what's the matter? The sky is getting dark. Gee, what's that?
B5-fum. I smell the blood of a comedian.
Say, are you the giant?
No, I'm the assistant giant. You better go see the giant. He owns this place.
Oh. Well, can you take me to him?
I haven't got time. I gotta mow these clouds. See you later. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I better go see the giant, but I don't know where he lives.
Hello, Jackie boy.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Fine. Are you going to give me a great big kiss like you always do?
Sure. Here.
Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, kiss me again.
She has nothing to do with Jack and the Beanstalk, folks. I always dream about her. Well, I better go see the giant. Gee, I wish I knew where he lives. I'll ask that rabbit. Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit.
What's up, Dad?
I'm looking for the giant's house. Do you know where he lives?
Yeah, it's the second castle around the corner, Doc.
Thank you. And for being so nice, I'm going to send you a big bunch of carrots.
Oh, no thanks, chum. I'm on a diet. I was getting so fat I couldn't move.
No kidding.
Yeah, I wasn't happy because I was too hippie to hoppy.
Oh.
Say, why do you keep staring at me like that?
Oh, I didn't mean to be rude, Mr. Rabbit, but you remind me an awful lot of a friend of mine, Frank Remley.
Oh, is he a rabbit?
No, but he's got pink eyes, too. But his nose stays still and his head twitches. Well, I got to go to the giant's house.
So long, Benny.
So long, Bunny. I'm off to see the giant. Well, here's the giant's house. I'm going to knock on the door. Gee, look at the giant's laundry hanging out there on the line. Gosh, he has the biggest underwear I ever saw. The V in BVD looks like a Cadillac. Uh-oh, I hear someone coming to open the door.
Come in.
I'd like to... Wait a minute. Mary, what are you doing here?
I'm the giant's wife.
Just because I kissed that girl? You're the giant's wife?
And he's a big giant, too. He's 70 feet tall. Here he comes now.
Say, are you the giant?
Yes, I'm a big one, aren't I?
Look, I want to discuss some business with you.
Hey, now, don't bother me. I have to feed my chicken that lays the golden egg.
You have a chicken that lays golden eggs?
Sure. It's that one at your feet. Now, watch. You go ahead, chickie, and lay a golden egg.
chicken that lays golden eggs. What do you call it?
The Barbara Hutton.
Oh.
Hey, now, you said you wanted to see me about business. What is it?
Well, your castle and everything else is on top of a beanstalk, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, the beanstalk is growing in my garden, so everything here belongs to me.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it doesn't. First, I'm going to take this wonderful chicken, the one that lays the golden egg. Here, chick, 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 chick. There, I've got you. Come on.
That chicken's mine. Put it down.
Oh, so I'm taking it back to my house with me.
Well, I'm coming after you.
He's gaining. Oh, I'm right off the edge of the beanstalk. I'm falling. Flap your wings, chicken, and give me some help. This is awful. I'm falling.
Boss!
I'll be killed.
Boss, wake up! Wake up!
I'll be... Huh? Oh, it's you, Rochester. Gosh, what a dream I was having. Rochester, I dreamt I had a chicken that laid golden eggs.
Well, stop squeezing that pillow. All you're getting out of it is feathers.
Rochester, fix me something to eat. That climbing gave me an appetite. Ladies and gentlemen, the very best Easter gift of all is the support you give through Easter Seals to children who need your help. These seals provide medical care, nursery centers, and many other things that are needed. So give and give generously to the Easter Seal Agency in your community, or send your contribution to Crippled Children, care of your local post office. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, a word from the sweetheart of Lucky Strike.
Hi, friends. This is Dorothy Collins. You know, I'll bet that if someone asked you why you smoked, what it was exactly you liked about a cigarette, I'll bet the important word in your answer would be taste. Because, gee, isn't good taste what everybody wants in a cigarette? Smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. And there are two good reasons why that's true. In the first place, LS-MFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And second, Lucky's are made better to taste better. Made round and firm and fully packed to draw freely and smoke evenly. And that, friends, is the whole story. That's exactly why Lucky's taste better, because Lucky's are made with fine tobacco, and because they're made better. Why don't you try a carton soon? Be happy. Go Lucky. How about it? Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
Good night, everybody. We're a little late.
Program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Stay tuned now for Amos and Andy, which follows immediately over most of these same stations. This is the CBS Radio Network.
KNX, AM and FM, Los Angeles.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson, friends. When you buy a pack of cigarettes, are you sure they're going to be really fresh? You can be if your cigarette is Lucky Strike. And one big reason why is the carefully controlled moisture content of Lucky's fine tobacco. The makers of Lucky's know that if the tobacco is too moist, your cigarette will burn too slowly. Or if it's not moist enough, will taste dry. So Lucky's moisture content is constantly checked during every step of their manufacture. That's important, friends.
Because smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Why? First of all, because they're made of fine, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. Who doesn't know that LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco? And then Lucky's are made better to taste better. So, friends, if you want your next cigarette, and everyone after it, to taste better, be happy. Go Lucky. Ask for a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Murray Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A., Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Doc Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, around this time of the year, an annual activity takes place in homes throughout the country. Spring cleaning. As we go out to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, we find Rochester busy with this chore, and his friend Roy helping him with the work.
You take the bottom and I'll take the top, Roy.
I got it, Rochester. Where shall we carry it? Out in the yard?
No, Mr. Benny might see it there and make us bring it back in. Let's carry it over here.
Okay.
There. Now, let's put it in the fireplace and burn it.
Okay. Man, Mr. Benny sure hates to turn loose of his Christmas tree.
Yeah.
How long did he keep the one from 1952?
This is it. I better set a match to it. Now, let's get back to the dusting and cleaning.
Okay. Say, Rochester, this is the first time I've seen you since you came back from New York. Did you have a good time there? Man, I sure envy you. Going to New York, seeing Broadway with all those wonderful shows. Did you see Tea and Sympathy?
Huh?
Did you see Tea and Sympathy?
My friend, when I go to New York, I'm not looking for either. Now, let's see. The piano needs dusting.
I'll do it. Say, Rochester, Mr. Benny's violin is on the piano. Shall I dust that, too?
Well, I don't know. Do you think you might drop it?
Of course not.
Then let me dust it.
Rochester, maybe Mr. Benny doesn't play so good, but you shouldn't take it out on the violin. It might be valuable. It could be a Stradivarius or a Guarnerius. Do you know what kind it is?
No, how can you tell?
Well, the maker's name's always on the inside of the violin. You can see it by looking through these holes. Let me see. Yep, there it is.
What does it say?
The Pep Boys.
Good morning, Rochester.
Good morning, boss.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Roy.
How'd you sleep, boss?
Oh, pretty good. Is my breakfast ready yet, Rochester?
I'll go fix it now.
You know, I'd like something a little different this morning.
I was planning something different. I'll fix you some eggs, Benedict Canyon.
Rochester, you mean Eggs Benedict?
I mean Benedict Canyon. The grocery truck had a wreck there this morning.
Oh, good, good.
I'll go fix your breakfast.
Say, Roy, you and Rochester really have the place looking spick and span.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Benny.
The front door. Excuse me, Roy. Oh, hello, Dennis. Hello, Mr. Benny. Come on in. Thank you. I came to say goodbye. I'm joining the Air Force.
The Air Force?
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun.
Dennis, look.
Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder.
Dennis.
Adam boys, give it the gun.
Dennis, for heaven's sake. Dennis.
the sound barrier.
Now cut that out. Look, Dennis, why this sudden decision to join the Air Force?
Well, yesterday I was walking down the street and I saw one of those posters with the finger pointing at it and said, Uncle Sam needs me.
Oh, he does, eh? Well, Dennis, if our armed forces are in such bad shape that Uncle Sam needs you, I'm moving to Tasmania. Now, while I'm packing, let me hear the song you're going to do on next Sunday's show.
Yes, sir.
You're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day, and love is either in your heart or on the way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. If you are among the very young at heart.
Dennis, I know that usually I'm so busy that I haven't got time to compliment you on your singing, but you have, without a doubt, one of the finest voices that I've ever
Hurry
heard.
up, I got to get down to the recruiting office.
Look, Dennis, forget about enlisting. You don't have to. Now, you did your duty during the last war when you were in the service.
Yeah, you're right. I put in a couple of years in the Navy. I was on a battleship for 6 months, a destroyer for 8 months, and a submarine for 3 months.
Dennis, I didn't know you had submarine duty.
Yeah, that was exciting. Sometimes the submarine would stay submerged for days at a time. Boy, was that tough.
It was?
I'll say, they never let me inside. Well, I'd better go now. You're turning blue again. Goodbye.
If he should survive to 105, it won't be my fault. Silly kid. Most people think I don't like him, but I love when Dennis comes over. Always makes me feel so good when he leaves. Sometimes he does. I'll get it, Rochester. Hello?
Hello. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Benny?
Why, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, it's nice hearing from you again. What can I do for you?
Nothing. This time I want to do something for you. I want to invite you to me and my wife's wedding anniversary party Saturday night.
Oh, so you and your wife are celebrating your wedding anniversary. Which one is it?
The 13th.
Number 13. Isn't that unlucky?
What was so fortunate about the other 12?
Well, I'll be glad to come to your party, Mr. Kitzel.
Wonderful. And Mr. Benny, it's going to be a masquerade. Everybody is supposed to come as a famous movie star.
Oh, that's a cute idea. Who are you coming as, Mr. Kitzel?
William Holden.
Oh! I see, because he won the Academy Award.
Uh-huh. And my wife is coming as Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, does your wife look like Audrey Hepburn?
No, William Holden.
Oh, I see. Well, who's going to be at the party, Mr. Kitzel?
Well, let me see. There's you and me and two more of my friends, my wife and her immediate family, 60 people in all.
Mr. Kitzel, your wife has that many relatives living here?
Oh, no, they're coming from Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Minneapolis, New York, Oklahoma, Philadelphia, and Boston.
All that distance just to come to a party?
Two of them are coming in from Tasmania.
No.
Yes, Tom DeLeo and Irving.
Tom DeLeo and Irving? Well, it certainly sounds like a lot of fun, and I'll be there. Thank you very much, Mr. Kitzel.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr.
Gee, that's a cute idea, having a masquerade party and everybody comes as a famous movie star. I wonder if it would be hammy if I came as me. Oh, well, I better go in and eat. Say, that breakfast looks good, Rochester.
I kept everything hot for you.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I'll say goodbye now, Rochester. We're all done.
That's right. Thanks for helping me, Roy.
Oh, wait a minute, Roy. I'd like to give you some money for coming over and helping out.
Oh, that isn't necessary, Mr. Benny.
No, Roy. I want to give you something. What do you think is fair?
Well, I don't know.
Let me see. You came over here at 8 this morning. It's noon now. That's 4 hours. What would you say to $3?
$3? Well, do you think that's fair, Rochester?
No, but grab it.
All right, here's $5, Roy.
Oh, thanks. Goodbye, Mr. Benny. So long, Rochester.
Rochester, I want to ask you something. What business is it of yours how much money Roy gets?
Mr. Benny, when you make as little as I do, you've got to borrow from somebody.
Well, in the future, Rochester, I wish...
You finish your breakfast. I'll see who it is.
Okay.
Coming. Oh, hello, Mr. Wilson.
Hello, Rochester. Come on in, boys.
Oh, I see you got the Sportsman Quartet with you. Hello, gentlemen. Mr. Benny's having his breakfast. I'll tell him you're here.
Oh, no, Rochester. I want to see you, not him.
Me?
Yeah, let's all go in the living room where the piano is. Look, Rochester, we want to surprise Mr. Benny on next Sunday's show, and we have an idea for the commercial. And we want you to sing with the quartet. You can sing, can't you?
Anything but soprano. Let me see the music.
There you are.
Let's see. I think I can handle this. Let's have a go at it, shall we? 1, 2. Oh, baby mine.
I get so lonely when I dream about you. Can't do without you. That's why I dream about you. If I could only put my arms about you, life would be so fair.
If you were there,
we could hug and kiss and never tire. I'm on fire. You are my one desire. I get so lonely when I dream about you. Why can't you be there? Oh, Rochester.
Yes.
Oh, Rochester.
I'm here.
This is the spot.
So.
Or you know what?
Well, here's a thought. When I get lonely, I just ride along. From old Kentucky, a better tasting lucky. A lucky strike is made of fine tobacco. It's the smoke I love. Baby mine. Don't forget that you got smoking pleasure. A smoking pleasure. Much more than you can measure. For real enjoyment. Find a lucky, pop a lucky strike. You know the meaning of those letters. Those letters, LSMFT. They stand for Lucky Fine Tobacco. Just take a puff and you'll agree. Oh, baby mine. The lucky is so pleasing. When you get lonesome, you'll be glad to own some. You will like. Oh, baby mine. Lucky strike. Oh, baby mine. You will like. Oh, baby mine. Lucky strike. Oh, baby mine. Smoke a Lucky Strike.
Fellas, that sounded really good. Jack will love it when we do it on the show.
I hope so, Mr. Wilson.
Well, we better be running along. So long, Rochester.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilson. So long, fellas.
Oh, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
If there are any phone calls for me, I'll be in the library. I'm going to read for a while.
Yes, sir.
Gee, I haven't read a good book in a long time. Look at the ones on this shelf. They've all been made into great pictures. The Caine Mutiny by Herman Wouk. The High and the Mighty by Ernest Gann. From Here to Eternity by James Jones. From Here to Tijuana by Ali Khan. Let's see what else I have. It Takes All Kinds by Maurice Zolotow. Oh, look, here's that new book that Frank Remley wrote about the orchestra. The Seagrams Around Us. Say, here's a new one that looks interesting. The Secrets of a Psychiatrist. I think I'll read this one. I better move that lamp over here. There we are. Now, let's see. The Secrets of a Psychiatrist. Chapter 1.
My name is Dr. William Jackson, Ph.D., B.A., LL.B., M.A., B.S., M.D. Yes, my last name is Fitbalison. I majored in psychiatry in medical school and was one of the country's most successful psychiatrists, thanks to all you crazy mixed-up kids. However, I'm no longer wealthy and successful because one day... But I'm getting ahead of my story. It all started normally enough one day last spring when my nurse came into my office.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, nurse.
Mr. Jones is waiting outside to see you.
Which Mr. Jones? The one who goes around with an onion on his head because he thinks he's a pickled herring?
No, Doctor. The one who thinks he's a refrigerator.
Oh, well, send him in. And get me my dark glasses. Every time he opens his mouth, that light inside hurts my eyes. Now, please hurry. I have a busy schedule.
Yes, Doctor. You may go in now, Mr. Jones.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, Mr. Jones, do you still think you're a refrigerator?
Yeah.
Now, don't worry, Mr. Jones. I'll cure you. I want you to go home and sit in a corner and say to yourself, I'm a man. I'm a man. Until you're positive you are not a refrigerator.
But, Doctor, I know I'm a refrigerator.
How can you be so positive?
You can be sure when you're a Westinghouse.
Oh, well, you certainly fooled me. With that uniform on, I thought you were General Electric.
Apparently, he didn't like my joke because he left my office, closing both doors behind him, mine and his. The rest of the afternoon was rather uneventful. However, I did have one other interesting case. It was a musician, a drummer named Sammy. This poor fellow believed he was a St. Bernard. He always tied a keg of brandy around his neck and went out looking for people lost in the snow. This in itself wasn't so bad. But when he found them, he would rob them and drink the brandy to celebrate. It was rather difficult to understand why Sammy thought he was a St. Bernard. He looked more like a Mexican hairless. After he left, my nurse came into the office once more.
Are there any more patients, Miss Mitchell?
No, Doctor. Do you mind if I leave for the day?
No, you may go. Oh, just a minute.
Yes, sir?
Miss Mitchell, I want you to know that you've been a great help to me. I'd never have gotten where I am without you.
Thank you, Doctor.
How long have you been with me?
7 years.
And what am I paying you now?
$1 an hour in car fare.
Gee, that's not very much.
It is when you consider I live in Tasmania.
It was at this moment that I made up my mind to marry her. I proposed to her immediately, but our wedding had to be postponed because I received an urgent call to fly to Mexico and see a patient who was badly in need of my services. I flew down there, arriving late in the evening. I stopped in at a restaurant and had a dinner consisting of chili con carne, enchiladas, tacos, tortillas, and red peppers, which I washed down with a big glass of tequila. Then I went to my hotel room and fell into a sound sleep, which was marred only when I snored and set the drapes on fire. The following morning, I went to see my Mexican patient. This was a simple case. The man was overworked and needed fresh air and exercise. I recommended that he go horseback riding, and 3 days later, he returned to me.
Have you taken my advice?
Si.
You've gone horseback riding every day?
Si.
And you've been riding 10 hours every day?
Si.
How do you feel now?
Sore.
Sore?
Si.
I went back to Los Angeles, sadly realizing I had failed, and there was nothing I could do for this patient, who was obviously crazy with the heat. He would have been much better off had he remained a refrigerator. As soon as I got back, Miss Mitchell and I set our wedding date for the following Saturday.
Are you happy, dear?
Oh, yes. Just think, on Saturday I will become Mrs. William Jackson, Ph.D., B.A., L.L.B., M.A., B.S., M.D.
Darling, that's pronounced Pidbumbleton.
And so we made our preparations, and I was blissfully happy. The morning before the wedding, I was at my office getting things ready for my departure when suddenly the door opened and she walked in.
Hello, Doctor.
She was beautiful. From outward appearances, you never could tell that she was a dancer in a burlesque show. She looked so demure, hiding behind that balloon. After a few seconds, she smiled nervously at me and said,
Doctor, put down that pin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now tell me, what seems to be your trouble?
Well, my husband is away for long periods of time, and I get so lonely.
Oh, baby mine.
Doctor, isn't there anything you can do to help me?
Well, I'm getting married at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh.
I'll pick you up at 7:45.
But, Doctor, what about your honeymoon, your wife?
Oh, she'll make out all right. I give her $1 an hour in car fare. Now, supposing...
Aha! I thought I'd catch you here.
My goodness, it's my husband.
But he's wearing a uniform.
I'm General Electric.
He was a stupid kid, but that made no difference. I was in love with his wife, a married woman. The newspapers printed the story. My nurse broke our engagement and left me. My patients deserted me. I lost all my money. Then the medical society stepped in and took away my Ph.D., B.A., LL.B., M.A., B.S., M.D. And I wound up William Jackson, or just plain Bill. That is my story. The secrets of a psychiatrist.
Friends, it's alarming to think that a destructive fire starts every minute of the day and night. There's no end in sight for the terrible destruction caused by these fires unless you do something about it. Here's what you can do. Check all of the electrical equipment in your home. Make certain it is safe. Don't smoke in bed. Be sure that every match, every cigarette is out before you retire for the night. Don't give fire a place to start. Thank you. Cat will be back in just a minute, but first a word to cigarette smokers.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
You know, it almost goes without saying, friends, one reason you smoke is for enjoyment. And that enjoyment comes from the taste of your cigarette. That's right. Smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. And why not? Better taste starts with fine tobacco. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Fine, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And then Lucky's are made to taste better. Carefully made with a constant check on quality during every step in their manufacture. That's why you can be sure that every Lucky you light is round and firm and fully packed to draw freely, smoke evenly, and naturally taste better. So remember, friends, when you're looking for smoking enjoyment, the sure way to find it is to reach for a Lucky. Because smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact is, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Good night, folks. We're a little late.
Program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Joseph Burke, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately over most of these same stations. This is the CBS Radio Network.
And KNX, AM and FM Los Angeles, where 10 o'clock wire is heard every night of the week.
Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson. Friends, think back for just a minute to that last cigarette you smoked. Wasn't the taste of that cigarette the thing that you really enjoyed? Of course it was. Smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And many millions of smokers will tell you that Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. One reason is fine tobacco. You know, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Tobacco that is light, naturally mild, good tasting. And another, Lucky's are made better, made to draw freely, made to smoke evenly, made to give you what you want from your cigarette, better taste. So for all the real deep-down smoking enjoyment you want, Ask for the cigarette that definitely does taste better. Lucky Strike. Get a carton and be happy. Go Lucky.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television program with his guest stars George Burns and Gracie Allen. But right now we have a radio show to do. So I'd like to take you back to yesterday's rehearsal right here in this same studio.
All right, boys, you can relax a few moments.
Say, Bob.
Just a second, Jack. I'll take these earplugs out. There, that's better.
Bob, look, I hate to keep picking on the orchestra, but can't you do something about the way they dress? Now, look at those red ties.
Well, what's the matter with them?
Nothing, but they look ridiculous without shirts. And another thing, Bob, we just got to have a little more discipline around here. From now on, when we hold band rehearsals, I don't want the boys having guests up there on the stand with them.
Guests?
Certainly. Who's that fella sitting next to Remley?
Well, he's not a guest. Remley's handcuffed to him.
You mean he's a policeman?
Yeah, and you better get used to him. He'll be with us for the next 30 days.
30 days? What did Remley do?
Nothing. He's just building up credits for the summer.
Well, we'll probably need it. Now, come on, everyone. Let's get on with rehearsal. As soon as Mary and Dennis get here, we'll read through the sketch. And Don, when you introduce me on the show tomorrow, I'd like something fresh and topical for a change.
I've got just the thing, Jack. I wrote it myself.
Good. Let's hear it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the month of April. And although April showers bring May flowers, I bring you a man who looks like the last rose of summer, Jack Benny.
Don. Laughing boy.
Yes, Jack.
Don, I've been called the last rose of summer before, but never by the pot. What an introduction.
But, Jack, I stayed up half the night writing it.
Oh, you did, eh? Well, you should have stayed up the other half looking through the help wanted column. Or better still, Don, put in an ad yourself saying, have stomach, will travel. Now, let's get on with this.
Oh, say, Jack.
What is it now?
Since you brought up the subject of employment, I was just wondering, well, it's probably just an oversight, but I haven't received my contract for next season.
Oh, well, you know how that works, Don. I can't send you your renewal until my sponsor renews me.
Jack, this is the middle of April. Your sponsor has always had you signed up by the end of March.
The end of March? Say, that's right. Yeah, they probably got behind their correspondence. Don't let it worry your little head.
It's not my little head that's worried. It's my traveling stomach.
Well, believe me, Don, there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure we're all going to be back together again next season. Anyway, I've been with Lucky's for 12 years, and they're not going to drop me now. If that doesn't reassure you, you can... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hi, everybody.
Oh, Mary.
Sorry I'm late, Jack, but I was having my hair set at Jean's.
Oh, that's all right. We have to wait for Dennis anyway.
Hair looks very nice, Mary.
Well, thanks, Don. They do a good job, but I'm so mad at that beauty operator. Every time I go in there, she tries to talk me into dyeing my hair.
Well, they're all doing it, Mary. What color does she want you to dye it?
Well, sort of an auburn, like yours.
Like mine. Mary, my hair isn't auburn.
What about the one you got for Christmas?
I bought that one myself. I thought I was going to be a guest on Life with Father.
Say, Mary, isn't that the beauty parlor where all the movie stars go?
Well, there sure were a lot of them there today. Barbara Stanwyck, Claudette Colbert, Jane Wyman. Oh, and Jack, I had a long talk with Alice Faye.
Oh, Alice was there, too, huh?
Yeah, she was waiting for Phil to get out from under the dryer.
Yes, Alice has to watch him. I remember once Phil fell asleep under the dryer and it shrunk his head. Hey, Mary, how is Phil, anyway?
Fine. He was so excited. His sponsor just renewed him for next year.
Already?
We were just talking about that, Mary. Jack hasn't been renewed yet.
Not yet? But it's the middle of April. They're 2 weeks late.
Now, Mary, don't you start worrying.
I think Jack should call his sponsor, Mr. Lewis, and find out one way or the other.
Look, I'm not making a long-distance call to New York for nothing.
But Mr. Lewis is right here in Los Angeles. I saw him on the street this morning.
You see, Jack, he didn't even get in touch with you. I knew there was something wrong.
Nothing's wrong, and there's nothing to worry about. Mary, are you sure it was Mr. Lewis?
If you don't believe me, ask Bob Hope. He was with him.
Bob Hope?
They were arm in arm. Don's right, Jack. Why don't you call Mr. Lewis?
Now, look, I'm not calling Mr. Lewis and make a fool of myself. They probably mailed the contract and it's waiting for me at home.
Gee, do you really think so, Jack?
Certainly. Give me that phone. I'll call Rochester and find out. What a bunch of alarmists. Operator. Operator.
Say, Mabel. What is it, Gertrude? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yeah, I wonder what young at heart wants now. I'll plug in and find out. Yes, Mr. Benny. Yes, sir, hold on. He wants I should get him Rochester. Oh, I thought he was going to ask you for a date tonight. That's a good thing he didn't. Frankie Remley's taking me to the Coconut Grove. Gee, that's a swanky place. I'd like to go, too. Do you think Remley could bring a friend? He has to. He has to? I don't understand. When we get up to dance, you will. Anyway, I'm glad Remley's taking me out tonight. You know, Jack never spends money on a girl. I know what you mean. Last summer, he wanted me to go to Catalina with him. Well, that's not so bad. It's a beautiful trip to Catalina on the boat. What boat? When he knocked on my door, he was carrying a bucket of grease and 2 pair of swim fins. 2 pair of swim fins? Oh, yeah. How would he know you have web feet? Now, look here, Miss Gertrude Gearshift. I'd rather have feet like mine than legs like yours. And what's the matter with mine? The last time I saw legs like yours, they were spinning in a rotisserie window. All the nerve. I never...
Gertrude!
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but the line is busy.
Oh, well, keep trying and ring me when you get Rochester.
You get the house, Jack?
The line was busy. And for heaven's sake, stop worrying. There's nothing to worry about. Now, let's get on with our rehearsal. Now, first, let's take...
Hello, everybody. Are we all here?
Yes, we've been here for an hour.
Oh.
Look, Dennis, every week you come strolling in whenever you feel like it. I don't understand. Why should 14 musicians, a sound man, an engineer, a producer, and people like Mary, Bob, Don, and myself have to sit around week after week waiting for a stupid kid?
Because that stupid kid is talented.
Jack, you're not going to let him get away with it, are you?
What can I do? Stupid is telling the truth. Now, Dennis, if it's not asking too much, how about letting me hear your song for tomorrow?
Okay, and I'm sorry I was late.
Forget it.
I would have been on time, but I got a speeding ticket for going 45 miles an hour.
Oh.
Boy, was the cop unfair.
Why was the cop unfair?
Well, how would he know how fast I was going? I ran over him.
Dennis, don't be so silly. If you ran over him, how could he write you a ticket?
He had a paper-made pen.
Now, cut that out! Dennis, you're making up this whole thing, aren't you?
Yeah, I had to have some excuse for being late.
Well, that's the craziest one I've ever heard. Anyway, you're here, so let's have your song.
Paper-made ink is leak.
Not that one! The one you're going to do on the program.
Yes, sir.
What an imagination.
secret love, no secret
Secret Love, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, Dennis. I know it's going to sound beautiful when you sing it on the show.
Don't be so sure.
Why not?
I'm having my tonsils out tonight.
Tonight? Dennis, are your tonsils infected?
No.
Well, has your throat been sore?
No.
Have you been catching colds?
No.
Then why are you having your tonsils out?
A doctor friend of mine is coming over, and I don't know how else to entertain him.
What?
Last time he took out my appendix.
Dennis.
If he keeps coming over, there won't be anything left.
Now, Dennis, I'm in no mood for these silly conversations with you. So why don't you just sit down? Oh, that must be Rochester. I'll get it. Hello?
I have your party, Mr. Benny. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, Rochester?
Is that you, Mr. Benny?
Yeah, Rochester. Was there any mail for me today?
Yeah, quite a stack, boss. I was just going through it.
Well, keep on. I'm expecting something from the American Tobacco Company.
Okay, let's see. Here's another letter from the Edison Company, and they've enclosed that electric bill you owe.
You mean that one for $7.42?
Yes, boss. Why don't you pay it?
Maybe you're right, Rochester. How old is that bill from the Edison Company?
I don't know, but it's signed by Thomas Alva himself.
Gee, I owe him for some phonograph records, too. What else is there, Rochester?
Let's see. Oh, here's a letter on pink stationery. It's got a wonderful aroma of perfume.
Perfume?
Ah, does that smell good?
Well, Rochester, who's it from? Who's it from?
I'll see.
Rochester, tell me, who's it from?
It's an ad from the Vigoro Company. They always trick you into opening it.
Well, I'll be darned. Rochester, is that all the mail?
Yeah, were you expecting something else?
Yes, I was expecting my new contract for my sponsor. I should have had it already.
I just remembered. I saw your sponsor this morning on Wilshire Boulevard.
Mr. Lewis, my sponsor? Are you sure it was him?
If you don't believe it, ask Eddie Cantor. They were walking arm in arm.
But Eddie Cantor is a personal friend of mine. He wouldn't try to take my job.
I don't know. He was singing, Cantor is funny. He'll work for less money. Now's the time to make a change.
Look, you don't have to worry. Even if I lose my job, I'll still keep you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bad news, Jack?
Well, the contract wasn't there.
Well, why don't you call Mr. Lewis and find out once and for all?
Well, he's probably in his office at the American Tobacco Company. But, Don, I just can't come out and ask the man if I'm fired. What excuse can I give for calling?
You could tell him you'd like him to hear the new commercial. We got a dandy.
Hey, that's an idea. Don, you get the quartet ready. I'll put the call in. Are you sure that the commercial is extra good?
Yeah. Okay, come on now. Hey, fellas, sportsmen.
Operator.
Yes, Mr. Benny.
Gertrude, get me Mr. Lewis's office at the American Tobacco Company and be quick about it.
Keep your shirt on.
I may not have one. I'll make it snappy.
Jack, I can't seem to find two of the sportsmen.
Well, find them. I got the call in. I want to impress the sponsor.
Mr. Lewis's office?
Hello, is Mr. Lewis in?
Yes, who's calling, please?
Just tell him it's Jack Benny, his number one comedian.
You tell him. He'll slap my face.
Don't be funny and get me Mr. Lewis. Don, did you find the rest of the quartet?
Not yet, Jack.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but Mr. Lewis is very busy.
Well, he's never been too busy to talk to me before. What's he trying to do, give me the runaround?
Oh, I'm sure not, Mr. Benny. But on this trip, Mr. Lewis has been very busy auditioning.
Auditioning? Oh, my goodness, he's got to talk to me. He's got to.
My dear man, Mr. Lewis doesn't got to talk to anyone but Mrs. Lewis, and she's on the other line, so goodbye.
Gee, he wouldn't even talk to me. And he's auditioning already. Kids, this is serious.
Kenny Baker was smart. He got out when the getting was good.
Oh, be quiet. I just can't understand it.
Yeah, after all these years, they drop you like a cold potato.
You mean hot potato?
If you were hot, they'd keep you.
Stop being funny. I gotta think. I gotta do something.
Jack, I rounded up the sportsman.
It's too late.
Hit it, fellas.
Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Fellas, it's too late.
Taste better. Cleaner, fresher,
Don, it doesn't matter anymore.
Hard tobacco, richer tasting.
Fellas, my sponsor isn't on the phone.
Better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky strike.
Boys, don't waste your voices. I may not be with them. Bob Hope might be with them.
Thanks for those lucky strikes.
Look, fellas, I'm not sure. I said Bob Hope might be with us.
Just try one and you'll see. Oh, thank you.
Fellas, I'm not sure. Don't jump to conclusions.
Thanks for that better taste. We hate to leave you, Jack. Don't worry, you'll be back.
Boys,
a show
look, it might not be Bob Hope.
Is like an empty pack.
It might be Barney Dean. I don't know. Well, I don't look at it. It might not be Bob Hope. It might be Eddie Cantor.
A lucky is fresher, a lucky is smoother.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it'll be Eddie Cantor.
For real smoking pleasure, the smoke makes you fresher. It's Lucky Strike and
Frank Redmond. I don't know.
See that fine and white tobacco, that's a
Hackleberry. I don't know who it will be.
Lucky Strike is better tasting and so pleasing.
Maybe Ali Khan. I don't know.
LSMFTN. Now's the time to light that good old Lucky. Be happy and go Lucky Strike.
Don, that was fine, but it's no use. Mr. Lewis wouldn't even talk to me. It's all over, finished.
Well, Jack, it's still not definite.
Not definite. What do I have to do, wait for Bob Hope to come in and grab the script out of my hand? You can all kid yourselves. I'm calling some of my former sponsors. They'll take me back in a second. Operator.
Yes, Mr. Benny.
Look, Gertrude, I have some important calls to make. First, I want you to get me Bill Kramer. He's in charge of Jell-O at General Foods. And then you can also get the General Tire Company and the Canada Dry Ginger Ale office.
What is this, Old Homely?
Never mind, just get them.
All right, hold on.
Boy, will that Bill Kramer be glad to hear I'm available. When I left Jell-O, he was sick about it.
I have Mr. Kramer's office. Go ahead.
Is this Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Well, Jell-O again. This is Jack Benny talking.
Oh, Jack, how are you?
Oh, fine, Bill, fine. Tell me, how are things gelling at Jell-O?
Fine. What's on your mind, Jack?
Well, Bill, to come to the point, I think I might be able to arrange it so I can come back to work for you people.
Well, I'm sorry, Jack, but we're really not thinking along comedy lines these days. We're going in more for a different type of programming. You know, music and concert stuff.
Well, fine. I do concert work.
You do?
My violin. I'll come right over and play it for you. Mr. Kramer. Gertrude, can you get my party back?
I don't think so. He pulled the phone out, cord and all.
Well, that's just great. What kind of a business is this? You don't work for people for years and they don't appreciate it.
Mr. Benny, I have your call to General Tire.
Hello?
General Tire?
Hello?
Yes?
Miss, this is Jack Benny. I'd like to talk to one of my nearest and dearest friends there. Is Mr. Randolph in?
No, he's not.
Oh. Well, then could I talk to whoever's in charge of advertising?
Yes, I'll connect you with Mr. Hotchkiss. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Mr. Hotchkiss?
Yes?
Mr. Hotchkiss, this is Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Yes, I used to work for General Tire.
Not since I've been in charge.
Look, Mr. Hotchkiss, listen to me. If you'd hire me, I'm sure I could give you a very good show.
Not a chance, Benny. We're putting our entire advertising budget into a much higher class type of show than you do.
Oh, music and concerts?
No, old movies and wrestling.
Of all the nerve. I'll never work for them again. Gertrude, where's my call to Canada Dry?
I'm getting it, but it won't do you any good.
Never mind, just get it.
But, Mr. Big...
Don't argue with me. Get my call.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, is this Canada Dry?
Yes, Hotchkiss speaking.
What?
You wouldn't listen to me.
Gertrude, you stay out of this. Now, let me get this straight, Mr. Hotchkiss. Didn't I just talk to you at General Tire?
That's right.
Then what are you doing at Canada Dry?
I got thirsty. Anyway, I'm in charge of advertising for both companies. Goodbye.
Well, Mr. Hotchkiss. He hung up on me. I wonder who I should try now.
Shall I call Hollywood 95264?
Who's that?
I don't know, but you may have better luck with a stranger.
Never mind. How do you like that? All of a sudden, nobody wants me. Where'll I go? What'll I do? Mary, Don, Dennis.
Don't talk to me, you has-been.
I can't understand it. I've worked so hard. I've been a big hit. Suddenly, when I'm in my prime, I'm cast aside like an old shoe. That's gratitude. After all I've done...
Jack, look who's here. It's your sponsor, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis?
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Lewis, how could you do this to me? How could you fire me when I've given Lucky's the best years of my life?
Well, Jack.
I've done great shows for you. I sold the product on the air. And in my home, too. I've done everything that could be expected of me.
Jack.
Maybe I've made some mistakes. But show business is in my blood. I can't start all over again. I'm 39 already.
Jack.
But if you wanted a younger man, why didn't you say something? I can be younger, too.
Jack.
And I'm not even so concerned about the salary. It doesn't have to be so big. Just so a little comes in every week.
Look at this.
Oh, will you shut up? Huh?
Jack, you're not being fired.
I'm not? But the contract.
Oh, that's just a formality with it. Here they are. I brought them over myself.
You see, Don, Mary, Dennis, all you wise guys, I told you there was nothing to worry about. Now, let's get back to work.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Mr. Lewis?
Jack, I got someone here I want you to meet. He's our new head of advertising. And from now on, you'll be taking orders from him.
I will?
Ooh,
Mr. Hotchkiss! Oh, no! Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in a minute to tell you about my television show, which goes on immediately after this program on the CBS network with my guest stars, George Burns and Gracie Allen. But first, here's a very important announcement. It deals with the future of America. Folks, a depression psychology could produce seriously harmful effects, regardless of whether the economic trend is up or down. An appreciation by all Americans of the opportunities created by our nation's growth would stimulate a confidence grounded on the facts needed for action toward a brighter future. So please remember, the facts about America today are the best grounds for confidence in America's tomorrow. Thank you. I'll be back in just a minute, but first, here's a word from America's foremost authority on etiquette, Miss Amy Vanderbilt.
Some of my friends tell me that in my new book on etiquette, I was a little hard on smoking. Actually, I was hard on smokers, at least some smokers. I dislike thoughtless smokers. You know, the man next to you at the dinner table who holds his cigarette so that the smoke drifts into your eyes. I like considerate smokers. For instance, I like to know that my husband is considerate enough to carry my brand of cigarette, Lucky Strike. In smoking, as in etiquette, it is, after all a matter of taste. I want a cigarette that tastes better to me than any other. That's Lucky Strike.
Amy Vanderbilt is right, friends. Smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. And the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, be happy. Go Lucky. Next time you buy cigarettes, ask for Lucky Strike.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, George Burns and Gracie Allen will be on my television show tonight. And we think it's going to be a very... Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, George. What? Gracie isn't at the TV studio yet? Well, where is she? You gotta find her. Without her, we've got no show. That just leaves you and me. That's like 2 Abbotts and no Costello. George, you gotta find her. Goodbye.
Will Gracie show up on time for the television show? Will she come in late? Is she there now? Tune in and find out.
Oh, goody. Now we'll get some mystery fans.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Al Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
KNX Radio, Los Angeles.